Hey everybody, and welcome this week to Mad Father. This is another horror RPGMaker game. This is another one that has been remade. This time it's made by a character named Sen, the guy who made it. I also don't know if they're a native English speaker. I don't know who translated it or anything, but what I do know is that this guy has made two games in contrast to the last person, Fumi, who made Witch's House. If you just are following my catalog of RPGMaker games that I played, he's made Mad Father and Misao. Mad Father is kind of a retro game about, like, you know, your crazy father and you gotta save him in the face of, like, a curse that's bestowed on your mansion. It's a lot going on, trust me. There's a lot going on in this game. That's why it's as long as it is, and you can see that there's kind of 2 or 3 modes that we're going to be playing in this game. I am playing through all of the modes. There's the original, and then, like, I don't know what the next one's called, and then an if mode. But having said all that, this is a longer game, so let's go ahead and hop into it. Starting off on the normal mode, and then unlocked by reaching the true ending in normal mode, unlocked by reaching the true ending with all the gems. So yeah, again, we're going to be playing through the entire game. This is extremely story heavy in contrast to the last one, which just kind of had story at least sprinkled throughout as we played. Now, that's not to say that the story is going to be all at once or anything, but this is a meatier story in contrast to the last one. So anyway, the music, the art are two very strong entry points for this game. Not entry points, strengths of this game. Music, the art I like a lot. This is, I had already mentioned, is a recreation. I don't actually think this is an MV version. This is made in the Wolf RPG editor, which, as I understand it, Wolf RPG is a bit of an older engine in contrast to RPGMaker. Well, maybe I shouldn't have even started off by saying it was RPGMaker. Is Wolf RPGMaker? I actually don't know. I know they have, like, what is it, RPGMaker 1, 2, 3 that was for, like, retro consoles. We don't really need to watch all this, the fucking intro credits. Sorry about that. Mountainous outskirts of Germany, the Drevis residence. So our character that we'll be playing as, Aya, is calling in, "Father, are you in there?" This is a pretty dingy-ass basement to have anybody in, let alone a little girl. And then he comes out. Our character calls to him, "Hey, how many times have I told you not to come down here?" And she apologizes, but she's too scared to sleep on her own. "Oh, don't worry, you're never alone. Your late mother is always there by your side." So as kind of meaty as this story is, I'm gonna briskly go over things that aren't, you know, as important as kind of other things. This is just a father consoling his daughter as we open up the game here. I'm not going to, like, speed through the dialogue necessarily, but instead of, like, you know, reading what is said or like, you know, addressing it or whatever. So our mother is dead in the context of this, and he's like, "We'll go visit her grave tomorrow, but for now, go back to bed." So yes, she thought that, she had heard some noises downstairs, if I understand this correctly. And, yeah, we can hear somebody calling out, "Stop, stop." And they're screaming. This would be, very eerie. I don't know how, as a little girl, you don't peek your head back in there. I guess you get kind of used to things like that, I guess, in the house, if that's normal for you. That is the Mad Father. I know Father's secret. My father is a scientist. Ooh, he loves research and is always locked up in the lab of his basement. And I've heard things from that lab, animal and human screams. Even at a young age, I knew what my father was doing. So, our character that we play as, Aya, kind of just, like, ignores the fact that, you know, her father is this kind of, like, mad scientist because, you know, she loves him or whatever. And at the same time, I don't know, if you know that your father is a killer and you're a 10, 11, 12-year-old girl, shrug, what can you really do? I don't know that I would ever want to address that. So it cuts back to the lab here where we can see, he says, "a fine sample," and he has a little lab assistant here. "That can wait," he says. "Come, Maria." And then, you know, they you could close the distance and hug. They're, like, intimate with one another, this doctor and, you know, the like, assistant. So, you know, not only is the girl will be 11 soon, so we're 10 years old currently. The doctor, you know, he had an ex-wife and you know, has this kind of, not like an affair, I guess it would be an affair in some people's eyes. Ooh, spooky face. The wife has been dead for a year now, but we're going to get a little bit more context about all that. It's funny, by the end of this game, I don't know if you'll like any of the characters. That's how I honestly felt about it. It's midnight. Today's the day Mom went to heaven. And she's like, kind of mourning her mom now. I guess that you could expect that of any little girl whose mom passed away at such a young age. Now that I'm thinking about Mom, I can't get to sleep. All right, so we can explore our room a little bit. Our favorite doll. It looks pretty enough. I love the fucking, art that this person does. A doll I got from father. It's so old and worn. I remember whenever I ever had an interest in drawing, there was eventually a time whenever I knew that my hands wasn't going to do what my brain wanted them to do in terms of drawing. I don't have, a disability. I just have no artistic talent, if you consider that a disability. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, I never could draw, but whenever I did, it was this game was... I like to emulate a lot. So there's a lot of, I don't know what I want to call it, but there's a lot of dolls in this game. There's a lot of dolls around, dolls to collect, doll references. So heavy on the dolls. Too dark to see anything out the window. I don't think I can fall asleep. I'm just looking at everything. A portrait of our mother. Lots of flashbacks here to start things off. What should I do, Mom? I do love Father, but she scares me. She's always looking at me with those eyes. I hate her. Probably talking about, what is like his mistress or whatever. I don't remember everybody's name. I just kind of know their directions in the story and stuff. There's only one mom in the world for me. This is difficult for a kid to come to terms with a new adult in the family, but if this game is any indication, like what you're seeing in the thumbnails and stuff, there's going to be a little bit more to contend with than that. Snowball the pet rabbit is sleeping soundly. That's nice. I never liked the idea of a pet rabbit, honestly. The red-eyed stranger. Oh, and there's a thing that falls out of it. And we pick it up. It is, I believe, the collectibles for this game, gem. So if we collect all of the gems, something special might happen. That something special being a bonus credit scene. And I'm going to be collecting them all. I don't actually know that there's a bonus credit scene in the next kind of so there's going to be several modes that I play in this game. And the second mode that I'm going to play is there's singing. The second mode I'm going to be playing, you have the ability to collect gems, but I don't know if it actually comes with any bonus scenes. I want to say no, but I'm still going to collect all the fucking gems in both of them. Screw it. Our character is singing here while our dad, kind of is messing around with something. She says, "Can I turn around?" He's making us a bit of a surprise. What do they call those things? It's like, it goes on your head. Is that a garland? I never, a flower crown is what she calls it. Hey, that's simple enough for me. What else was I saying? So yeah, I used to draw this scientist. I thought he was really cool. I had a lot of my early creative influences from this game, not in terms of story or anything. I actually don't really care for the story very much, but in terms of specific elements, kind of like a mad scientist, and then not necessarily even his motivations or anything. So this is probably something that was not all that long ago, this time right now. It's just a daughter and her father kind of playing, and then the mother shows up, and this is one of the good times, right? You got to remember the good times. Anyway, we should do this again, Father. Yes, we should. Next time your mother should join in. And of course, she's looking forward to it, and she's coughing and hacking, so she's got a bit of a disease, it seems. Another character in an RPGMaker-esque game that is sickly. So, anyway, they're going to go get the medicine themselves. They say, in contrast to the father who offers to take care of her. It's not, like I said, nothing, it's kind of gets sappy at points. She's like, "Oh, your smile is the only thing I need to keep me going. You don't have to worry about taking care of mommy." I made sirloin steak tonight, your favorite. Oh my god, a nice sirloin. Holy shit. One of my friends was asking me the other day, I guess there's two shows that have a reference to an 80-ounce steak, House MD being one of them, where Wilson eats an 80-ounce steak. And I was thinking, I was like, damn, man, that could I do an 80-ounce steak? Well, they were asking me about it, and man, it would be a challenge, I think. I don't know if I can. I think the biggest I ever ate was a 16 or 20. Not that that's really important to what's going on in the story. I'm just we're briskly going along. This is again, the good times that they're kind of remembering. Not so far away good times as well. Probably just over a little bit of a year ago, judging by how old Aya looked and stuff. So we hear, I gotta fuck with the audio a lot in this, so that because it's gonna be like loud screams at some times and other times. You probably won't be able to hear most of the audio in this game over me yapping, but we heard our dad yelling. So we step out into the hallway. This is a really good, what do we want to call it? Like an intro, like a little intro cutscene. I remember thinking this was really impressive. Like, Jesus, when this game came out, like 14 years ago initially. This is, of course, the remake of that game. I am interested now in playing the Misao, which is the other game made by this guy. So if somebody calls out from behind us, they say, hey, come over this way, get away from those monsters quickly. And we run away from those monsters and go back towards this way, where we see, like, I don't know, it looks like a little boy. He calls out for us. He's like, hey, just come this way. Don't worry, I'll keep you safe. I said this way, but he looks like really spooky because he's missing an eye. And we run back out, and then we're like caught between a rock and a hard place. And we come back in the room and meet probably my favorite character of this game. Many interesting books in this room here. Do you like books, my dear? He says. Oh, no need to be so wary. I'm merely a salesman. But it's funny, he never sells you anything. Call me Ogre. I hope to get to know you, my young lady. But it's quite troublesome to think that corpses wander the mansion. Ooh, how eerie. So all of these people are like deceased. They're almost like zombies or vampires or something. They're like creatures from a story. Why would monsters like that suddenly? Well, it's a curse, you see. So he's pretty knowledgeable, and he's willing to share. What you saw were the corpses of your father's test subjects. Overcome with anger, those deceased have been brought back by the power of a curse to take revenge on your father, of course. So we have to go down and save him from all of these monsters, as it's just basically an army of people he has tortured and killed over the years in the pursuit of his experiments, being a mad scientist and a mad father. Of course, Ogre challenges our heart a little bit there and saying, like, you know, why would you save a guy who you know is evil? And she just more or less is like, yeah, I'm out off that. It's my dad. Perhaps she cannot yet understand their suffering. I don't know that that's the problem. I think maybe you don't understand a little girl's heart. I have to go save father. All right, so introducing the save function, another crow. I talked a little bit before about how, like, being not lambasted, but like followed around in a game by a crow. So this might be loud. Bedroom. We have to go to father's lab. Okay, so I just remember that room as being a particularly loud room. We do get like little heads up things a little bit here and there. Oh, and there is QTEs in this game. In contrast again to the original, I don't think that there were QTEs in that. It's nice in this game because, like, if you get spotted by an enemy, you could potentially have like a QTE instead of it like instantly killing you, as long as it's not part of the story. So it's not like instantly failing. And then also you get like continues and checkpoints and stuff too. If I can manage to not die in this game, so there's like a pile of dolls that are in our way. We have to get them out of the way. So welcome to the as soon as I hit like the main hall, you can kind of consider that as like, you know, where the game kind of starts proper a little bit. Why was that doll moving? Is that part of the curse too? So dolls are alive, corpses are alive, and hey, there's a little something for us. So you can see how enemies kind of work here. This is another gem. If I were to let them, honestly, I'm going to let one like kind of touch me a little bit. So yeah, it deals damage to us. It's not so much like a you're grabbed and then insta-kill in this game, so that's nice. Now this might be a little bit loud. Yikes. Give me back my daughter. Alright, if you say so. So once you move, the camera zooms back out. Some medicine father takes. I don't think you can see anything on the bed just yet. I don't know that you ever can. I think actually in the second mode, like, I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much what the second mode is exactly. So a dial safe that is locked and we don't remember the code to unlock it. We come back to this way. Give me back my daughter. So it's like a farm lady. I don't know. The characterization of like people without like saying like I am a farm lady, you know, is kind of like nice in my estimation. Like that looked like a young farm boy who was on the other side of our room from earlier. So the weird guy who was in here before, the guy with the red eyes, is gone. We open up this drawer. There's a dead cat inside. Ooh, how eerie. Wonder if that's part of the curse. Put a pin in that. Snowball is relaxing, so we can take Snowball along with us. Have us a little faithful companion in this adventure that isn't just the crow. Oh yes, another cutscene where we get to see how we met Snowball and stuff. I don't know. I kind of wonder it like this. Like, initially I wasn't really interested in Misao either, and I kind of wonder if it's just because I'm, like, not the target audience of this a little bit. Like, this would honestly be pretty cool as, like, an anime, like, to watch this maybe. I guess it would depend on how good the voice actors were and stuff. Anyway, like, the rabbit got hurt, and I believe that our father, like, fixed it up, and he's like, hey, here it is. He's like, you want to come inside and eat? Keep a better eye on your rabbit. Did you find Snowball? Yes, and I fixed up his leg while I was at it. Good thing Father's around, huh, Snowball? I don't know. It's not like a bad story, but the, like, slamming the brakes on, like, the horror section to, like, do these little backgrounds of, like, how you met your rabbit. I don't know. I'm doing, like, the little 6-7 hands right now. I'm like, I don't really know how I feel about that. All right, let's go save Father together. A companion has joined our party. I guess I'll save just in the interest of if I happen to die, which surely won't happen. I don't have to rewatch that cutscene. A life-sized doll. Very pretty doll at that. I guess we'll go down the stairs from here. So I think this should be locked. We're not even sure what this room is in contrast to other rooms where, like, if I go in front of this one, we know it's the bathroom. So we go inside and we come over here and a doll soaks up out of the bathtub. How eerie. Now, this is a little bit time sensitive. You don't want to get caught, like, on this side of the room, because then you'll have to try to kite the monster, and that's going to be a big pain in the ass. You can also wake it up if you just come towards the toilet instead. Obviously, no reason to do that. There's nothing else to even get from that room. You can kind of see here, there was like one of those guys played the drum, so that's interesting. This is like a dressing room, or a changing room, sorry. Specifically a changing room. Don't want to mess that up. There's like some shoes tapping around. There's nothing really to see here. A dress for a doll. This is probably the only puzzle that stumped me the first time I ever played this game, and then whenever I played the remake here not too long ago. It's just like a raggedy dress, and Maria says that she's going to throw it away. I believe Maria is our, I don't want to mess up characters. Maria said she's planning to throw this dress out. Yeah, so we've got like our mother who is not Maria, and then we have like our dad's mistress who is Maria. Let's see. I kind of want to keep an order to the thing. So we did all of the right side. We can check the clock. The clock has stopped at midnight. Ooh, how eerie. Up next, the doll room. Lots of dolls all around. Damn, kind of reminds me of the Ib doll room a little bit. We'll see that eventually in the lifetime of my playthroughs, I'm sure. So detailed, it barely seems like a doll, so these dolls, I imagine, are fairly expensive. I don't think there's anything to see up in that windowsill. There is some more dolls hidden away in this windowsill, and I think that is all. I should check how many gems I got. The gems are kind of very plentiful at the beginning, and then they kind of fall off sooner or later. And then you start getting a couple at a time. So now we are at the archives, and like Witch's house, we have to manually use the items in our inventory. They aren't like automatically used most times. So we can look at this is like an archive, so it's like a bookshelf. I remember this book. It's called The Flame Egg. There's a girl who has the mysterious power to control fire. She goes on a journey to find the family she's been separated from, proclaiming, "Burn all those in my way." She did exactly that to all her foes. So her power got out of control and destroyed the world. What an ending to a book. I wonder if that's a children's book or a long book. A poor girl all alone. If I lose father, I'll be all alone too. I don't want to. Now, this like inspires us. Burn all those in my way. So we can burn those dolls that were in our way. But to do it, we're going to need to get a conglomerate of objects. We have to make a torch to start a fire. I'll check the book again. So we have to gather materials. I'm going to see if in the mission, it doesn't actually say what we need just yet. So that's okay, though. I know what we need. Data on live experimentation, an old diary. Humans are beautiful, but that beauty soon fades. That is the law of this world, but I have overturned it. After years of research, I have found eternal beauty. A body that will never fade, even in death. A body as fresh as it was in life. So this is like somebody who's trying to reach like immortality even in death, ? It's so weird what the goal of characters in this game are. I don't really understand it. Well, I understand it. I know what they want to do, but I don't know why they want to do it, because it seems like a half measure. As we lose believers year by year, our group stands on the brink of extinction. My body too is nearing its limit. So we can, you can see like we've been reading, what is this, data on live experimentation. You can see there's Ogre over to the left of us, and he just disappears whenever we get close enough. Books on the occult. So it seems like there are like these studies and stuff on like esoteric knowledge, like whether it's real or not. So this is a dated diary again. This is a nightmare. How could this have happened? killed a bird, just like, the rest of the pages are unreadable. Interesting. Let's read. I believe this is the last one we have to read. Data on live experimentation. And as we open it, you can see it's like a, wow, what do they call it? Like a physiology book? An anatomy book, that's right. But there's something hidden inside. It's a code memo. Now we need this to progress. Oh, there's a little girl on top of us, and it's calling for her mother. So we know of a mom who's missing a daughter, and we know of a daughter who's missing a mom now. She's calling out. She's like, I want to go home. And the Maria character is like, I'll take you to her. So this is similar to, I don't know if you guys like the Green Mile. I never thought coming into this playthrough that I'd be talking about the fucking Green Mile. But if you remember, like, John Coffey, this is an image of the doctor I drew specifically. If you ever watch the Green Mile, John Coffey, like, instills, like, his memories into, I can't think of his name. Fuck. I love that character. Tom Hanks's character. And, like, he gets to experience it. That's kind of what this little girl is, like, doing to Aya right now. And, of course, like, Aya is, like, experiencing this kind of, like, firsthand. And it was, like, some miserable, honestly, kind of knowing what that stuff is now, it's probably, I can't think of the stuff like an embalming fluid in that little girl. That's what I'm thinking of. It's probably got injected with like an embalming fluid, knowing what I know about the story now. So anyway, they drop something. That something is a pendant. I don't know if we actually get anything from looking at it. A pendant found in the archives that's swaying back and forth as if searching for someone. All right. Well, we got a lot of reading done. I guess as you would expect to do in the archives. So there's a strange noise in the second floor west hallway. You can kind of see, I can't remember if we get to see it just yet. Maybe it's like go down this way. Yeah. So they come, and I thought, like, I'm going to show you the wrong way to do it. I thought you like hid right here. It's like a maid coming forward. This is probably one of the first areas you have a high probability of like dying in. And I wouldn't say there's too many of those. But anyway, she like pushes it forward. You want to hide behind this bust here. That's the place you hide. And she walks clean through. And as we have come to know, with at least shiny objects, if it's nothing else, if it's not a gem, then it's probably something at least half important. So, yeah, that's all to that room. I know we didn't get a good look at it, but there's really nothing else to see here. I guess there's like barrels and stuff, but if you mess around in that room too much, she will come back. So I'm not gonna sit there and just get hit again. So, all right, let's go down to the, what did I just pick up? Oh, that's right. We picked up a code memo. I guess we better read that. So chandeliers in the entrance hall. That's thing number 1. And since we're in the entrance hall, we can look at it. I believe that is a total of 4. And then we can keep our eye out for the next one. Changing room hats minus bathroom planters. I guess we might as well go over and look at that too. So changing room hats minus the planters. So we come in here. I see that there are 1, 2, 3. Oh, it looks like there's 5 hats. Thanks for that. I guess if I didn't know it spoon fed you that, but that's okay. And then there are 2 planters in here. No, 3 planters. I'm a dumbass. So we can set the code memo to 2. And then we got red dolls in doll room. We'll want to swing back up by the doll room. I don't want to spend too much time in that bathroom. Up to the doll room. So red dolls in here. We got 1, 2. And then we got +3 here on the second row. So that's 5 + 1, 6. And then we've got 2 more red dolls up here hidden by the curtain, if you weren't aware. And that puts us at a grand total of 8, and then barrels and cafeteria. So we haven't yet been to the cafeteria. I'm just going to pocket this memo for now. Have we? Yeah, that's where the archives was. So we're going to go down to this bottom leftmost room. I think it'll be locked. What is this room? Reception room? Fuck it. Let's go inside and see what we got in here. Another crow, another save area. We can't reach whatever is shining on top there. More dolls here in a glass case. As we walk around, sorry, my cat just hopped out at me. Hi there, buddy. Hi, Pedro. I feel like I just heard a voice, she says, as we walk by. So it was like a crying, like of a little girl. Here's a chess game. We knock over all the pieces. This like painting nearby is moving, a powerfully moving painting in more ways than one. So anyway, this like doll hops out, and then we've got like another QTE event. This one's a little bit sort of more involved. We have a bar up top that like drains, and then we have a bar on the bottom that drains. The bar that's on the bottom is actually like how close we are to wiggling out. The bar on top is how much HP we have, if you want to imagine it like that. It's not quite like that. I don't know where my cat got off to. As quickly as he came, he left. Oh, that's right. There's something behind here. The painting was hiding a cylinder lock safe. I don't know what that is, unless it's just a regular safe. You know what I mean? Like with that you need a key to get into. I don't know what a cylinder lock safe is. Not aware of it. But there's an old key up here, which is used to unlock the safe. You might as well just put the key inside the safe. Speaking of key, there we go. We put it in this old safe, open it up, and inside is a, I don't want to spoil it. If I remember right, this knife is a memento from great-grandfather. It might be useful for something. Should be fine to borrow it, right? So it's a dagger. It's like a, I don't know, not like an occult dagger, I don't think. Not necessarily, at least not any conclusions I can draw about it yet. So with the dagger, it actually has a very niche use case. We go back to the changing room, and the only reason I'm coming here is so that we never have to come down here again. We can take the dagger out, and we cut off of the dress like a little strip, and with that we get cloth. Trading a dagger for cloth. Not the best trade, but it is a necessary one. So, what else was I thinking? I guess we haven't really explored the cafeteria or the kitchen yet. So if we come into the cafeteria, there's another save point. Thank you very much. It's nice. It's got 5 seats, pretty big place. That painting moves just a little bit as you walk towards it. There's a gem here. I believe, yep, there's like a little doll jump scare there a little bit. Not a big one or anything. But notably, there are no barrels in here. So I open up the code memo again. Looks like the code is 4280. I'm going to bother to go ahead and just go up, well, yeah, upstairs real quick and get whatever I need to out of our mother's cupboard with that code. 428. Oh yeah, and I forgot we got to drop off the amulet anyway, or the pendant or whatever. All right, so we drop the pendant off. I can't remember if we get another. I thought for some reason we got like another, like a scream jump scare. I remembered that happening a couple of times, but anyway, Mama, Kalina, they call out for one another. And they hug, and they're at peace or whatever. So more on the ghost side of things instead of the ghoul side of things. And with that, we got another gem. There's the pendant kind of in the window. A dial lock safe. So I don't know the code to unlock it. It is 4280. And with that, the lock has opened. It contains Mom's belongings. So we look inside. It has Mom's scent. Interesting. I'll tell you, here's kind of the thing. Well, there's a lamp in here too. So we got a lamp and a perfume. The kind of thing that's morbid about like having like your mother's perfume to remember by, in my opinion, is like, what happens if that perfume runs out? Like, you just forget what she smells like. Now, granted, perfume is strong as shit. I had this little box whenever I was like a teenager, and I remembered like liking the smell of Axe body spray, and I sprayed it on that box, and I was like, and it was like a painting of like a box. It was a painting of, I think Marcus from the wow, what's it called? Not the Metal Gear games. Fuck, I played a couple of them. The Gears of War, that's right. And I sprayed it whenever I was younger, and it smelled like that axe for as long as I had that fucking box. So I assume the inside of a perfume bottle would always smell like your mother. Interesting that she only ever wears one kind of perfume. But I'll tell you, a long time ago, they talk about scent memory a lot. Anyway, both these characters, I should talk about the game. They come up upon like our father actually cheating with this Maria character, and it is upsetting our mother, obviously. So she throws the perfume that the dad gave her out of the door, and we pick it up. And I believe that Aya even says, Mom's usually so nice, but on that day she was a different person. I can see why. She's probably upset with the infidelity a little bit. This perfume, I put it back on her dresser after that, and she took good care of it. After all, Mom got this from Father on their anniversary. I kind of feel for like the charm of children a little bit, thinking like something like that's going to work out, but they got more things to worry about than simple infidelity around here, trust me. Alright, so we'll just save the game because I think I'm going to come over to the right here. Nope. Oh yeah, she trips us. That's a very funny little event or whatever. Alright, and we're like, what the fuck? Did this thing just trip us? A life-size doll. Alright, so I believe we can like leave and then come back and she's dead. So I appreciate that this doll kind of took care of things for us. It's just as if it were a real corpse. I agree. Blood and all. I guess the doll is goated for that, question mark. At least it's on our side. Always hard to tell where these characters land in terms of on our team, not on our team. All right, next is the kitchen. You can see it connects to the cafeteria. Oops, I accidentally broke the vase. So here is a gem that we can get. You don't actually want to go to pick up that gem because it wakes up the dog, but it doesn't change the fact that the gem fell. So you just have to reset the room and you're able to grab it. If you try to grab it while the dog is looking at you, he'll get pissed off and try to attack you. Speaking of which, you don't want to get close to him, obviously, but here is the backyard door. You can't really see much of anything here. A wooden barricade blocks the way. Nothing we can do back there right now. Anyway, coming over here to the right side, you can see we've got like a little crease in the carpet back here where there's like a hidden cellar, I guess. I guess we'll see what it's called here. Let's take a look. Yikes, it's pitch black, but we have a lamp with us, so we can still, you know, hang out down here. There's like a little girl on the right there, and then we get a little closer and she disappears. Storehouse is what this place is. We try to enter the storehouse. The objects inside are blocking the door. That's unfortunate. We investigate the hole in the wall. Snowball might be able to fit in here, so we've got a use for Snowball now too. We can send him inside. All right, go along, little Snowball, and get me, whatever this is, wire. So you can see there's eyes in this barrel. It's kind of funny. You can like interact with it, and it grabs you. The first time that I ever saw this, I was like, fuck, I just lost off some random bullshit. I hate that. And you can even hear like growling and stuff, but then it just gives you back. So that's fortunate, I guess. All right, so that scares Snowball, and he leaves. Oh no, the light went out. And I think we get a pretty cool art piece here as we turn the light back on. Ooh, we've got a spooky girl behind us. That was down here whenever we first came down. Was someone behind me? Just imagining it. Yeah. There's no little girl down here. There's no ghosts in your house. Everything's fine. So what am I thinking of here? We got wire. We got cloth. We're going to need a branch right next. The next, right? Question mark. I'm going to have to... I honestly feel like it's probably outside, right? I don't know why I don't know where the fucking branch is all of a sudden. I'm going to do like a paltry once over just to make sure I'm not missing it on some stupid bullshit. Is it? Hold up. It's not a wooden barricade. Of course not. It's like a little... I think it would be like a branch, right? And I'm not seeing anything over here necessarily. There's like food that's not like spoiled. I always thought, oh, you know what? It's down here. That's right. We can pick up a piece of wood from that wood pile. So we've got all the materials. And with that, we only have to interact with one of them to craft the cloth. And it's the torch. And it's very fortunate that we're in this room still because there is an urn of oil that we also have to douse our torch in. Very nice. And so we've got like the torch ready to go. Now we want to get down to this doll pile and get ready to... Wait. I guess we have to interact with the doll pile. We have to light it on fire. That's right. Duh. Blah. I don't know why I'm just all over the place all of a sudden. Okay, so we take it down to the reception room, had a fire, I do believe. And we can light the... torch off of this fire. Yes, light the torch. And our alternative is I better not. That's dangerous. So we've now got a lit torch that we can take to... I wonder if you can take this other places too. Dien Vateau Morder. I googled actually what that translates to, and I believe it's German, and it's your father murderer, murderer. So anyway, we burn the dolls, can't go explore anywhere else, which is fine. The dolls cry out that it burns, and in a certain sense, I feel for them. In another sense, you didn't have to be in my way. So, I'm just as bad a guy as kind of some characters in this game turn out to be, which is unfortunate. But alright, so this is like a room full of experiments. You'll probably see morbid stuff in here. If you don't want to even chance seeing morbid stuff, maybe skip forward 30 seconds. Here's like some weird looking fetuses and babies. Very Dr. Mengele-esque down here. And one of the bottles of eyeballs falls onto the ground. There's like experiments in these tubes and stuff, like at creating people. We're stepping on glass and stuff. Doesn't look like anything that I need to mess with right there right now. I hear a crow in this room though. Alrighty. And then in the next room, the laboratory. So we recognize this area pretty well, right? This is where most of the experimentation seems to have been going on. And Maria is here. Mistress, she calls out. And then, we're like concerned because obviously she's wounded, probably ran into some monsters or whatever down here. Have you seen my dad? And then Maria comes to, she's like, oh shit, that's right. I got to save the doctor, but she's hurt again. So, we have to bandage her up and or at least she has to bandage herself up and give her time to recover while we go and save the doctor. And she drops reference to our mother, his wife, and, like, you assume that everybody else is back, so why wouldn't, the doctor's wife be back? And Ogre is back. You again. At any rate, it sounds like your father's gone on ahead deeper into the underground maze. So... Our dad is further in the maze. What did Maria see? Mom passed away, right? What's even going on here? Don't tell me the curse affected her, too. You'll only be able to confirm your suspicions by pressing on, won't you? So he, like, keeps putting, like, little breadcrumbs for kind of Aya to follow a little bit, which, like I said, I like this guy as a plot device a lot. And he's a nice enough guy. He never, like, tries to hurt us or anything, in contrast to, yet again, every character in the game. So I'm just kind of seeing if there's anything I can interact with up here before I sort of continue on. Honestly, doesn't really seem like anything, and we can't interact with Maria right now, so all right, continuing forward, we get like an automatic cutscene of us going forward. You can see our mother, very pretty artwork here, and she's got like a blood stain on her dress and is like ghost-like, and our father is on the floor, and we're like calling out to her like, hey, is that you, Mom? And she wait a minute. Oh man, no way, was that really Mom? So, we recognize our mother and our father, and they can't be too far away, right? Haven't you noticed? Once again, I believe this is Ogre behind us. This tragedy was brought about by the power of a woman's curse, the malice towards your father. So apparently, our mom hated our father so much at her death that this is like a curse that's born of that. So you do realize, yes, that's your mother. He's like pointing it out for us. Why do you think that? Because Mom loved father. So, we're like rebuffing it. We're like, this can't be a curse of hate. She loved him and he loved her. Wasn't Mom happy? I can't believe that she has a grudge against father. You can't. Of course, it's pointed out here. Our mom probably did not like Dad being with Maria. Anyway, I think Aya is like, okay, I'm going to go forward and talk to them both. As receptive as both our mother and father were in that conversation there, I'm sure this will only go well. That can't be right. She promised. I don't know. Are we going to get another cutscene here? Oh, thank God. Anyway, there was a sparkling. Whoa, this guy's pressed up against the glass, moving no longer. Oh, how eerie. There's like a lot of corpses in these tubes. None of them are special though, I don't think, so we don't have to investigate them. In this room, you can see there's a head. Where is body? Head looking for body in mortuary. So I thought for some reason that there were one of these that you could interact with. Oh, yep, here it is. It's this one lifted up and then we take the cover off of it and there's nothing underneath. How eerie. And here comes a body. We can direct it as the body down towards the head. It only has to get close. I remember thinking this was a fairly charming puzzle whenever I was younger too. The original game I think had 21 gems to collect, and then this game, the remake or whatever, has 20. So thanks, Mrs. Your head does not look very good, but at least you guys found one another. So alright, we are now at 10 gems. That's half the gems in the game. You can see we've got a girl crying up ahead of us inside of a big locked cage door. She can't see anything, so her eyes have been removed. The man took the eyes away from me. Alright, she's looking for eyes. Well, that's fortunate. I have a bottle of eyeballs right here. And we call out to her. We're like, hey, we got your eyes here, but she can't really hear us over her own crying, or maybe it's because she's so far away, but there's nothing we can do for her right this second. We have a couple wooden barricades blocking us from going any further in those east and west cardinal directions. Charm Encyclopedia. Good luck charms. For the ones that you love, that you want to be happy, this is a good luck charm to do the trick. All you need is one thing, and to this, you have to have love. To do this, you must have love. Kiss someone's forehead with love and say a blessing. Then a spell of good luck will be cast upon them. Isn't that wonderful? I guess. Hey, here's a doll that's going to follow us through the whole game. It's funny because, that doll is, never, out and out referenced or mentioned or anything, but it's in a lot of places throughout this game for the rest of the game, so it's important that I kind of point it out for now. These metal fittings make this difficult to break, and this door is barricaded as well. Wooden barricade blocks the way. Alright, we'll go up the ladder and look at some of this. It looks like there's a lot of just kind of random, there's gears and shit here. I can't imagine that our father would be doing too much with gears unless he's an engineer in addition to a doctor. We push that crate onto the ground, and inside there is a little tiny chainsaw. I remember father scolding me for playing with this once. And of course, as usual, it's time for a cutscene reenacting that very fact. So we're outside. I believe we're playing with the chainsaw. Now, to be entirely fair, she's like playing with like kind of the teeth of the thing, probably running it back and forth. I can remember being like young and thinking about that, but never like, oh, I want to do this. Never play with anything like this again. Of course, it's a dangerous tool, and she's like upset because her father scolded her, and it's like, hey, this is odd. I thought this was put away outside of your reach. Where on earth did you find this? And she just like keeps apologizing. So, whatever. He says, yeah, you're a handful, little lady. You got to keep an eye on you forever. So it's a time whenever there's like motor chainsaws, which is kind of weird to put like a time on this now, because like, you know, with like an archaic, like kind of old ass, you know, like mansion, and we've got gears, we've got a chainsaw. So speaking of a chainsaw, we can use it to break most wooden things, This here has like a glow in it, for example. We got a gem from it, so we're at 11 out of 20 gems now. We can use it to break like this barricade right here. This is now our fast travel back to the house. If you remember, this is like where the dog was before. Some herbs there are kind of shimmering, shaking. I want to go back down because, as Aya indicated, there was stuff that we could break back in this room underneath of us. I don't know why I'm saying so much. I really don't even need to. I don't even know if we'll run into an enemy between now and then. So we can break open this. We'll talk to this old guy. The old man mumbles to himself, curse that youngster doing everything that woman says, and so deceived as to not realize her true nature. That woman's going to create a demon. She's even crazier than the doctor. So more kind of context. What should I care, though, I suppose? Keep this old man's dialogue in mind for now. We've got another thing to pick up. Flame retardant. We'll have to use that, surely. All right, so moving this ladder over to the other side here, where you can see there is a shimmering up above us. I wouldn't even have been close to being able to reach that. We come up here, we got another gem. We are now at 12 out of 20. I'm going to bother to go back to the house from this, like, you know, upper sort of section. I don't want to travel the long. I don't even know if this is the shorter way. It feels like the shorter way, so I'm going to take it. All right, so I want to go back into in here, because I'm pretty certain. Welcome back, mistress. We talk to these maids. I don't know that there's anything to see in here, but I'm pretty certain. Yep, one of their arms fell off. That's kind of, I guess, embarrassing a little bit. We leave, and then we can come back, and they have like, welcome back, mistress. She has like a knife behind her, and there is her body stuffed in the fireplace. This is just like, you can go the whole game without seeing that event, because you don't have to come back in this room for like any reason. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Oh, hey, there was a face there that popped up for a second. That was kind of eerie, huh? All right, so flame retardant. As we walked past here earlier, we heard some kind of crying, and now we're kind of realizing, like, hey, that's that little girl's voice, the crying that we heard. We have to figure out a way to put out the fire. We have flame retardant. What does this even look like? What kind of specifically can you buy that's a flame retardant? Like, is it like a gel? I don't know. So we can look down this hole. You hear a girl weeping from the hole, and I'm going to toss the bottle of eyeballs down there. We couldn't underhand toss it through the gate, but the holes must have been too small, and we couldn't get her to come over and grab it, so the little girl's crying has stopped. All right, we're going to head back down there and talk to the little girl. I don't honestly think, like, we get kind of accosted by it. Like, enemies are so, like, here and gone in this game. Like, and that's not necessarily a bad or a good thing. It's just, like, there's, like, a lot of times in this game I felt like enemies, deaths, and then, like, a huge break in enemies. Like, you don't see them for, like, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then it's, like, enemies, deaths, over and over and over again. And, well, at least as long as the game is around. Like, when was the last time I was really in danger, you feel like? A minute, right? Like, whenever I was maybe last near like the wolf or whatever at the very end there. So the little girl finds her eyes, very similar to the art from before, except this time she's happy. I can see, she calls out. So she's got her eyes back, which is good. I feel for all these ghosts, obviously very miserable motherfuckers, and they have every right to be. Thank you, she calls out. And she leaves us a gem and opens the door so we can continue forward. 13 out of 20 gems. I thought there was a save point here for some reason. All right, continuing on, we go down the stairs, solve the looping passage. Huh? Didn't I just go down these stairs? And then we do this, I don't know, like 3, 4, 5 times, I believe. And then eventually we get a little black-haired girl over this way. We call out to her. Like, yeah, I don't think she has like a voice. I think her voice has been screwed with. Are you keeping me from going ahead? And she's like, she nods her head. Yes, I need to get through here to save my father. So please let me through. She is not as convinced as other ghosts might be. What can I do to convince you? And now she follows us. So, I don't know. We can't go forward with her, I don't think, but we can go back. So another new companion, Snowball, has been subbed out for the mute girl. Why are you following me, we say. And do you want to go home? So I believe that we... like our concession is that we're going to take her, bring her outside, and once we do that, she'll let the curse go. At least the one that's keeping us looping. I'll take you outside, and then you'll let me through? And she nods her head again. Cool. So we start to leave, and I think it's here very, very soon. We immediately get, like, pulled into a cutscene again. Of being this girl here with the black hair. I didn't mean to skip whatever that text was before. Wait, these are that woman's clothes. So we are Aya, and we're like playing as that girl or whatever. We can like investigate the bodies and stuff around here. I guess we can't like look at them, but can I like leave this way? I know where the trouble is. Oh, no, I apparently don't know where the trouble is. Stay still, won't you? She says, Father. Now shall we begin? I guess I didn't realize that he was going to be coming from this direction. Let me have those beautiful hands. And we can't even call out to him because, we're mute. And not only that, like, we're in the past. So, anyway, she gets chainsawed. He wants those beautiful hands. This is a cool, like, little zoom in effect to, like, see this guy. It's, even while it's zooming in and, like, the upscaling is taking place, it doesn't look that bad. Maybe a testament to just how good this guy's kind of art is and stuff. Even his little 8-bit art. Alright, so we had that horrific experience. No better time to be had than a vision of your own dad killing you, right? Oh, cruel joke. So with that, not moving at all. She is now dead in place, which is solving the looping passage. Yay, congratulations. A very opulent door we have ahead of us, but it is locked and firmly shut. Open the large door in the basement hall. Lever-style switch, but the lever is missing, so we at least know how to continue. Oh man, my nose is stuffed. How to continue forward. So this is a large mirror, which means it's reflecting whatever we're looking at here. Not the gem necessarily. So we have to reach up and grab the gem from this side. So this is about perspective. Wildly charming. And once again, there's that fucking doll. I'm pretty certain we can interact with the... Oh, can I break the glass now then? I think the glass breaks later on maybe. We will bust open this crate. There's a gem inside. So keep in mind as you're watching me play this, I don't have any context for Misao. I know like a couple of little things about it, but on the whole, I don't really know much about like Misao or anything. There's like a skeleton corpse, and in here I believe there's a key in the toilet. We can try to pick up the key, but Aya is not willing to pick it up with her hands, so we can't do anything about that for now anyway. Alright, so we've got like an old man here. An old man points totally still, and he points to the right, so I guess we'll go to the right here, and we go inside. This is another secret laboratory down here in a place that's pretty much nothing but secret laboratory. Secret laboratories. Oh, an IV bag fell. Anatomisch Tabelin. I'm assuming anatomy table. Father was always reading this. It has a lot of gross pictures, so I don't want to look. I guess I don't blame you. And then we can see a bunch of snowballs in here. This is something I never understood, because this guy seems to also like be able to sort of soft clone people. So is he like cloning Snowball, or I don't know. It's weird, the kind of scientific shit that's going on in this game. But I didn't mention it, but we picked up forceps from that crate there too, which is going to be important here coming up. We have got a shining item inside of a locked tube that won't break so easily. And in here we have an actual ogre, not to be confused with the nice ogre. How dare you do this to me? Never forgive, never forgive. I thought for some reason, like, if you cut this rope down, that he would instantly run up there and kill you. I don't know why I was thinking that, though. Maybe it's another game I'm thinking of, or maybe that happened in the original, but I thought you had to, like, push something to, like, close the stair off or something like that. I can't remember, but for some reason I was thinking, that like the ogre came up and killed you. He was just so mad. But now we've got a giant pissed off ogre running around, so we'll have to contend with that. A nightcap, a little small for a human. And, oh, there he is. I was going to say the nice guy from before is gone, but there he is, dead again. Okay, I guess let's kind of look around everywhere we've got here. So this is a bloodstained doll. I don't think there's anything to see on the right side of that room. All right, this room we have shackles kind of jingling around. Handcuffs are swinging violently, though seemingly not in use, they're locked. So, like a ghostish person. This is also locked. There's a puzzle on this side. I'm going to tell you it's a gem. I'm not very good at this fucking puzzle. I'm pretty certain that you just have to... Hold up. We just got to be able to get... Yeah, I fucked this up already. I'm probably going to have to do this at least a time or two, because again, I'm not... Okay, I have a way that I always feel like this puzzle should be going, and then like it always has to go like the opposite of the way that I'm feeling. So there we go. It's a hard thing to describe, but I mean, you just saw it on the screen there. So now we've got a handcuff key, and with that, I'm sure you can kind of guess what we'll be using that for. Settle down, person in handcuffs. We're gonna free you directly. Yeah, this place is fucking miserable. I don't know, not miserable in terms of like gameplay or anything, but like I mean, if more than half of your house is a torture chamber, I want to say if any of your house is a torture chamber, you're not a very good fucking person, and your house sucks. Sorry. I'm going to save here. I don't know if I'm going to actually run into trouble. I don't actually think so, but I can't remember. We've just got a lot of progress, and I want to keep it. So anyway, we can use the forceps to pull the keys out of the toilet, and we still have to... clean them up if I want to, there's water sitting in the sink. So we have to clean it up if I want to be able to pick the key up and use it. So we've now got a cell key. With that, we can go back into this room where we had the cells from before, and the one that was locked, the cell key. All right, opening her up. This game's kind of going a little bit better than I sort of figured it would. I thought I might stumble over puzzles more, but so far the only one I fucked up was that torch, and even then it was just for like a split second. So, all right, this is a very charming ass area. Up ahead, you can't make a sound, because if you do, and then you get stabbed, as she just kind of indicated for us. So this is really cool. I'm gonna try my best to show this off without like dying or anything. So let's say like you're just walking, and as you step into a puddle, you know, it like causes the doll to attack you. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to the left over here, and you get like a creak, and it like causes these things to attack you. So each and every like little tiny thing around here can cause you to, you know, fuck up in this puzzle. So like, let's say I want to break this crate open. I chainsaw it. And then of course, because I use the chainsaw, she comes down. That's broken glass. That's to the left of us. I don't know if I need to, like, I don't want to show off everything. I think if we get near that light, it busts. There's a rat. If we touch the rat, it will like make a little squeak sound. If we touch this door, it will creak as we open it. Oh, and then here comes this thing to attack us, and it laughs as it tries to attack us, and then gets stabbed by another doll. Man, it's just fucking chaos down here, isn't it? I sort of figured, like, these metal things, like, as you walked across, it would be like, dun, 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 and then, like, you know, you would get attacked in that way. There are cracks on the floor. So we... use this thing that's been fucking with us this whole time to bust open the floor. Inside is a hand lever, and it returns us to the entrance. So that's very nice. So we got the hand lever to get out of here. A little bit of a involved way to just get a hand lever, but hey, everything's squared away now, so we can continue on. Not doing bad in this game, everything considered, because I didn't figure this would be a very long game, and it's really not going to turn out to be a very long game. But now that I've got, like, not like a timer, but I've got two screens now so that I can watch my OBS and make sure my recording's going well. It actually looks exceptionally dark for you guys, but I bet that looks better on, like, your device than it does for me. Hey, Ogre's here. You might not be able to go back for a while if you go this way. I don't think I have much occasion to go back, but thanks for the warning, Ogre. I appreciate it. You're a real buddy. All right, I guess we'll save the game here again. This is like an empty eating hall. And then also, like, something else is kind of interesting. I want to just take a step back, even though we're going to come back through here. This, again, is, like, more occult shit, right? Like, it looks very, like, priesty. Now, there's not, like, lore on these, like, windowsills or anything like that, but, like, you know, you're talking about, like, books on the occult. Your grandfather had a fucking, like, a dagger, like, a very, like, ornamental dagger. I don't know. It's weird. All right, so we're going to go forward, and this is kind of some bullshit. There's like this, I always thought it was like meant to be like a Catholic, like clergyman, but now that I'm kind of getting an idea that there are like evil-ass cultists around, it's probably just one of those evil-ass cultists that's like trying to kill us. Or, of course, I wouldn't put it past, like, just the ghosts being mad that our dad killed them years ago, so maybe this is just retribution. So for some reason, this one in particular knocks us out. Father we call out. And then I can't remember, but I'm pretty certain that we get some assistance here from somebody. I can't remember if it's Maria or Ogre. Make your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. Is it going to be the motherly Maria or the dashing Ogre? And our mother is reading to us here. The red-eyed stranger gave Jack the power to curse others, and Jack said, "Thank you, red-eyed stranger. Now I can get my revenge." And then our character asks, so that was a book about this guy, because Ogre has red eyes in contrast, or well, not in contrast, but like anybody else doesn't obviously have red eyes. What's Father always up to below us? Down in his lab. It's a very difficult job. You'll understand when you're older, Aya. I want to be older soon then. It's hard to explain to little kids sometimes that, they like things that they don't understand. I mean, if somebody tried to explain to me, like, Jesus Christ, I've always been awful at math. If somebody tried to explain to me, like, how about chemistry? I've been awful at chemistry, too. I love your father very much. I'm just like you, Aya. He can be a bit unpredictable, so let's both support him no matter what. I don't know. It's like, now that I know, like, the whole story of this game, I don't know what to fucking think, because everybody's so fucking evil in this game. I promised Mother that no matter what, I'd support Father. Wait for me, Father. And then we wake up. Wow, if you bet either of the two preceding things, you lose. It was the little boy who saved us. You've come too, he says. And then, like, don't worry, I'm your ally. So even though he looked scary before and had, like, his eye, like, kind of gouged out or whatever, he's now bandaged it up. And that wound on your face, was it from my father? He's like, hey, don't worry about that. That's in the past. Everyone has it out for Father. You hate him too, don't you? Cursing your father's name isn't going to save us, he says. So, like, he wants to save the little girl. The little girl wants to save her dad. And there's not going to be any concession on either of those things. So, he calls out to us like, hey, don't go. Some of those creatures will try to drag you into death as well. If you stay here, they'll take you away forever. Aya's like, I made a promise to save my dad no matter what. So they're like a battle of the ideals here a little bit. And even it's not as binary as that. Like, they just can't get through to either of them. So, and then, like, cause he's like kind of tussling with us, he gets hit with daggers from, this character, the Maria character. She's a faithful servant. Mistress, are you alright? So she, is helping us out here. Music in this game's phenomenal. I've always had an affinity for, like, I don't know if this is violin music. It feels like it. I always just, like, fuck up violin, viola, the string instruments. Like, as far as, like, I don't know, like old school string instruments. So, alright, so please, mistress, you must flee somewhere safe, she calls out. She's going to go on ahead and hunt for our father. And what... She's not going to try to stop us in quite the same way the boy does, but Maria promises to bring our dad back to us. Shouldn't make promises you cannot keep, Maria, because the next state that we find you in, oh boy, apparently our mother is inviting Maria in. She's like, oh, the mistress is waiting for me. Or like the lady of the house is inviting me in. I guess I'll head that way. Wow, this music is fucking beautiful. Like, this game, all of the fucking, like, RPGMaker horror game soundtracks are so nice. This boy has been stabbed with daggers, or not daggers, but, like, needles or whatever. He calls out, he says, Aya, don't go. And we get a little bit of context for him. This is much brighter and better looking. It's an honor to be allowed to stay and work here. No need to be so formal, he says. You'll be living here after all. Feel free to think of us as a family. No, I couldn't, he says. So, he's like, he does this with like everybody, I feel, but he's like, hey, you're part of the family, pretend that you're like, you had a sister before, right? Like, I've got a daughter, so, pretend like she's your little sister. Then we can see Aya out there. She's always quick to run off. He talks about the little rabbit Snowball. That girl is my daughter, which makes her your new little sister. He's like, wait, my sister? That's not how it works. And he even gets like kind of defensive about it. He's like, she'll never replace my sister. And I get where he's coming from, but he comes around, so... Anyway, a new sister, how idiotic, as if anybody could replace her. So this boy was like a street urchin, and the mad father kind of took him in. I can't remember if we get any more kind of like context where we can see him or whatever. And Aya is singing, and like her voice like kind of brings him around. He's like, it's nice. I like that singing. And he says so. All right. I kind of wonder where they got the voice lines for this shit from. Like the little girl singing, and then like eventually there's like some voice lines for the Mad Father. I'm interested a little bit to see like where he got those voice lines from. So she's like calling out, I believe she said that, like, Dad, I love you or whatever. This takes me back. I think you're a little bit like my sister. So as much as it kind of sucks whenever new people come into your life that you've tried to keep out of it, like he's coming around to her. So it's what do they call it? It's like whenever like your arms and legs are like hurting from a hard day of work, but they're like constructing the muscles, or whenever you're recovering from like a sickness and you're just like, it's the first time that you aren't feeling miserable. That's what I would consider this to be like. There's no need for a replacement, but when I see your innocence, it makes me want to protect you. So once again, the circle of protection a little bit. The father doesn't give a shit about anything really other than his experiments. Aya cares about the father. The boy cares about the daughter. Oh man, what a fucking tangled web we weave, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we are back to the gameplay proper. So I'm going to save off the crow. There is now a new child here that we can talk to. And there's a hungry sound effect. So hungry, they're emaciated. Hungry boy in basement cafeteria. So we can see there's like food around, hanging meat. Man, like some meat links or like sausage links. Oh man, this would be so good. And they even make like the food kind of sound good. Like in the description, like the smell of it and stuff. Oh man. Or maybe I'm just like projecting because I'm hungry a little bit right now. All right, finish sauteing the sausage. Yeah, it must be in my head. Although, to be fair, we did talk about sirloin almost an hour ago now, and thinking about that, once again, the doll behind us is sneaking and skulking around. So hungry, he says, hey, here, take this. Well, you want this whole ass sausage? And we do have to cook it in order for him to eat it. So, as hungry as he is, he's still not willing to eat raw meat. So good, he says. Tastes a lot like Mom's. I can't remember. I think he just probably gives us a gem if I had to guess. Well, not quite to Mom's standards, but it was pretty tasty. I ain't had a bite to eat since I was locked up here. I was starving. Hey, I believe that. She's like, Maria always brought food down to the basement. Didn't you have some of that? And he's like, oh, everybody else was getting food, but not me. So even down here amongst these like random like test subjects, the boy didn't get any food. They like stole it from him or whatever, kept him from eating it. Oh no, he doesn't give us a fucking gem. He gives us a napkin. Cool. I don't know if that's and now he's got a red face, so he's like blushing, embarrassed that he was like nice or whatever. And that I appreciated it. All right, moving along. That has been that. We do need the napkin for a puzzle in the future. All right. It won't open, and then we go to leave, and this fucking cultist, once again, dude, he's getting on my nerves, let me tell you. So, we have to, like, bash this to get it to open. It's super easy if you have a controller like me. Maybe if you played it on keyboard or whatever, it'd be a little bit more of a pain, but hey, it's Ogre again. The passage was a little cluttered, so I cleaned it up a bit. I don't know what he means by this. This is, speak of the devil, it's me again. Did you solve the puzzle up ahead? Yeah, I don't understand this specific line of dialogue. I don't know what he means by cleaned it up a little bit, unless he's like kind of like poking fun at like, hey, I'm ahead of you again. So, I can't remember. Is it the door? Does that say like, the door is firmly shut? Okay, so these rooms have to match one another. You can see there's like these nuns, and then there are like these priestly looking characters. This is weird if you interact with these guys. A doll dressed like a nun, I guess. I don't know. I don't think there can be male nuns, right? Like, that's not the word for them. They're like clergymen, aren't they? I don't know too much. It's my time in the Vatican. No, I've never been in the Vatican or related to them ever. You can see we've got a bouquet on either sides of the room 2. We grab the bouquet and we kind of distribute the flowers. This was another puzzle that we saw in a witch's house. Similar to one another is what I'm wanting to say. And we cut the head off of this beautiful blonde doll, and this room is still symmetrical. So we come around here. We need a blonde head to put on this body. Okay, how are we looking here? We're looking good, but we still need to, you can see this like has a crack in the pillar, so we can make a crack in the pillar with our chainsaw. And I'm pretty certain if we peek our head up, that is the room done and over with. This is a really charming room. I wouldn't mind doing almost 100 of these puzzles. I wouldn't like a whole game of it, but like in my life, if I ever play games like this, like consistently, you know, a game that's like a puzzle-ish game or whatever, I would not mind there being like a matching puzzle in each of them. So we've got a book, and it's called The Room of Memories. So the way that this works is you're like, there's a diary entry on the right side, and you have to match the room up to the diary. The woman statue and the baby statue are lying down far apart. I was born. I slept cuddling up against my mother, so we push them with the mother or whatever. I don't think there's anything that we can especially interact with in this area other than like the focal point. So alright, so I killed an animal for fun, then I got addicted. There's always dead cats and birds in my room. Mother gets mad when she finds them. Whenever Mother is out, I hide the corpses in the dresser. So we've got the mother here, we push her to the side, and then out the door, and we pick up, there's a dead bird, and I think there's a dead cat too. Oh, we're actually carrying it. So we hide the corpses in this dresser, and a dead cat. We grab it, and we put it up in the dresser drawer, and that is another one of these completed. So thankfully we got the napkin, because I'm pretty certain we use it on the next room. Coming up, Mother found out I was killing animals and then scolded me. Shut up. I silenced Mother with a knife. Mother fell over all red. It didn't suit such a pretty face, so I wiped Mother's face. Her dead face was very pretty. The mother has collapsed bloody, so we need to get the boy a knife, and once again there's these like East Asian dolls, a little bit different color doll there. I'm not pointing that out because I actually think it's significant. It just was weird to me as I played that I kept seeing these fucking like East Asian dolls like constantly, I felt like, and I mean there's only so like sort of conclusions you can draw about the whole story, but I don't know why that doll in particular. I X'd Mother. I got scared and ran away, far, far away, over the ocean. I wanted to forget everything, but I couldn't forget Mother's pretty dead face. I killed another. I eventually got addicted to seeing people's dead faces. So a boy wields a pickaxe looking down at a girl, so we come in front of her and slice her head off. That's all we gotta do is like make this like a murderous area or whatever. Oh man, my stomach is growling after that sausage. Hopefully the mic doesn't pick it up. Alright, saving and moving along. What am I gonna have? Maybe I'll just do something like meaty. Maybe like, well, maybe I'll indulge a little bit. I did pick up some pizza rolls the other day. Oh man, I don't want to get in my head too much off that. Kill me, somebody calls out. And then like we hear something near us. I don't remember this fucking segment. It's like squashing, like if you have wet feet. Oh, it's a very scary looking corpse looking thing, covered in cuts and very pale. It hurts, so kill me. I mean, we've killed other shit, we might as well, I guess. It just keeps calling out to kill it. Oh, whoa, watch out, right in our face. That was another pretty scary moment. I'm trying to think. I played another game recently called Hellmart. That's probably not going up on the channel. It's not very good. But there were like 2 or 3 times in that game it just like scared the shit out of me with jump scares. Hey, we killed the woman. She says, finally rest. Hey, I guess if that's what you wanted. I'm glad to have helped you. Moving along. Oh, man. I am just... not like we're coming up on like the final sort of like I would cut this game into thirds in my head. So we got done with the first third, second third, and now we're kind of walking into the third. I have to save Father, but we're exhausted and our legs won't carry us any further. So hey, look at who it is. It's a motherfucking ogre. At your limit, are you? Perhaps you should rest a bit. So ogre picks us up and is gonna give us the opportunity to rest for a little while. It's kind of surprised. I honestly though, if you had just been strangled by a preacher, now we already got our rest from that, so I guess that doesn't count. But then after that, you know, this woman just begged us to kill her and we killed her. Come here, as she calls. So another sweet interaction between the mother and daughter specifically this time, and she does the blessing from before, may you be smiled upon, and then wishes love upon her daughter, and it's a good luck charm, as was referenced earlier. A what charm? A charm so you'll always be happy from now on. It's, wow, what was I thinking? You know, it's dumb. I don't know if it is. It's a stupid fucking thing to talk about. But like, I've talked before, like the only really young person in my life is like my niece or whatever, and it was weird to me. like, of course I know things because I'm 27 years old and I've lived what I consider to be a full life and I've done a lot of stuff in it. It was weird to me, like, I just taught her patty cake the other day. There's this little girl, and she's like, hey, we're like, hey, why do you smell like mom? And she took our mother's perfume that we've been carrying around with us. Give it back. That's my keepsake of mom. And she runs away. I don't know. It was weird, like, to teach, like, I'm now the person who taught my niece patty cake. Like, who taught me patty cake years ago? Couldn't tell you. I have no idea. But I know that I taught her patty cake. And it's not like I'm getting on my high horse, like, and she could always thank me for that. But, like, I don't know where I ever learned it. So there's like this rat passageway. We pick up a rusty key, and as we begin to leave, the rats like kind of all attack us. You can only be in that room so long before the rats attack you. I don't know why I was talking about that. I talk about dumb stuff in my playthroughs. You can rest assured, like, at least once every playthrough or two that I'm going to talk about just stupid ass shit in real life. It's dumb. Come here, she calls out. So this character, I don't know what her real name is. I think we get to see it at the end of the game. Guess this sense no good. Animals seem to hate it. But I always thought the wiki used to have this character listed as Corron, Corron. And that's what I called her for years. And then I saw her name in this game, and I was like, what the fuck? So then I look it up on the wiki, and apparently, like, this was a mistranslation. So I literally only know this character as Karan, and that's not her name. So we can crack open some of these barrels. I don't think they have anything in them besides just that rat that she was playing with. We can move this dress out of the way. The girl says that she hid the doll. We can also look at this. There's that dog from the room before, but with a bone. We can cut this open, and inside, as she had described, she hid the mom's perfume in there. There it is, mom's perfume. Thank goodness. Anyway, we are now getting attacked by a doll. Jesus Christ, it is tearing me up. And I can't remember if we get there's like a little bit of a funny cutscene that we can do after. Like, you can see like the doll's like bashing on the door. And we're like, did it stop? Nope. Okay, it must just be in the second mode of this game. There's like a second mode of this game where you can open up that door and then the doll's behind it. I'll have to remember to show that off. So yeah, you can see the dog here. We're going to have to get a bone for him if we want to get another gem. We do have the mom's perfume, and I want to use a little bit of it so that, because apparently it scares away the rats, as that little girl had described. I know I was talking about stupid shit at the time. There's a message in blood on the wall. You said I'd be family. You lied. Probably talking about that little girl once again. So now the rats won't attack us. We can stay in this room as long as we want. This would be a really cool hallway to hide a hidden room in, like off to the left or the right. Believe this is locked, right? Yeah, the door is firmly shut. Then we have a nun here. Oh, and she just coughs up blood and then disappears. Okay. Anyway, this is interesting. I had theorized, even before I saw this, well, let's look around. You can see there's like a little robot, a steampunkish guy. This is like a Victorian era, kind of like aristocrat. Like, again, a bit of an East Asian, like, looking, I don't know, like set piece here a little bit. And then you can see, whoa, there's somebody who's hung themselves, disgrace of the Dravis family. So like, if this one's titled and these other ones aren't titled, I assume that this is a lineage of the Dravis family, but it doesn't look in order. I mean, it is in order, but like, this is just the way I thought about it, because obviously you have Victorian in the steampunk and the East Asian question mark. I don't know. Maybe it's just like a more immediate relative. So this is disgraceful for the Dravis family for some reason. We go inside here, a beautiful coffin. A coffin. Beautiful flowers are spread over it. So then we have this generation of the Dravis family. I guess we might as well save. And then we've got one up ahead that is locked. I guess I'll open this. It's kind of funny because you'll insta-die if you don't open that. And every time I've ever played this game, like even without knowledge of it, I accidentally open that door because I'm like, why did it shut? I'll go open it. So we get chased by this killer doll, and we run in here, and because we reopen the door, we can shut it. So a little bit of foresight there, and it just kind of, menaces outside of the door. Waiting to kill us. I don't know why I'm going to bother to save again. So we can hop inside of the coffin. I guess we're tired, so we might as well go ahead and... I mean, it's only been minutes. I was thinking about this. They do make coffins pretty comfortable. Not that I would want to do it in real life, but do you think you could sleep in a coffin? And you know what I'm saying? Like, outside of a necessity. Like, obviously, if it's your intention when you're dead to be buried in a coffin, you obviously want to. But, all right, so we got herbicide, and with that, we can get the plants off of this door, kill it. Then we can open up the door and we'll get the doll to chase after us. I don't know. I was just thinking about that because, like, coffins I've seen do look comfortable. Oh, we have to close this behind us. Now, this next room, I pretty much always die once in, which is kind of annoying. But we have to close this door. Wow, we got it just in time. I've never done that in my first attempt. Usually I have to, like, soft die or whatever and then kind of reset the area. So since we're not being chased, I can resave at this thing and continue on now that we're not being accosted by a deadly ass whatever that thing is, like a doll. This is another doll that is fucking in our way. We can try to open the door, and we do. When we do, there's like a barrier that flashes. Why can't I go through here? She calls out. You won't pass, says the doll. I don't really understand the doll's motivations, unless it's just pure spite, like to be an asshole. So, you must be keeping me from going in. You won't pass. Why are you getting in my way? And then it just says you won't pass over and over. Very annoying ass doll. I could solve that. Pop the head right off that doll. You'll have to destroy that doll if you want to go further. Burn it up real good and the spirit inside will burn up too. And then poof goes the invisible barrier around that door. I don't know. I always felt bad for this other little girl, the blonde one. Like, because she starts out, like, you know, kind of screwing with us, and then she's like a soft ally, and then she's like a solid ally later on. Got creepy doll. So this door, we can't continue on until we dispose of that doll. Now, as we kind of go to leave, you'll remember that on one side, there was a nun that was choking up blood or whatever, and then on the other side, there was a door, like this one that's locked behind us, I guess. I didn't even notice that one had locked earlier. And we can continue on to the left side now that it's been unlocked by this character, the Quran. I guess it might also you might run into trouble with it being called Quran because it kind of sounds like Quran. The cat is dead. It's not moving a muscle. And I don't know how they feel, or how that religion would feel about, like, you know, a name so close to it. But anyway, moving along. Now, avoid detection by killer dolls. This isn't difficult, but you don't want to get in their line of sight, which is obviously indicated by the red, like, sight thing. I don't know how else I can describe it. Sorry, folks. Oh, yes, we can hide up in this passageway here and then creep below this doll. Again, I definitely don't want to die here. There's one of these. Oh, shit. I didn't know he was going to come so quickly. There's one of these that's particularly hard to dodge, and I'll show you which one that is whenever the time comes. Oh, I don't know if yeah, I got it. I did that briskly enough. Good. That, once again, East Asian doll again. Oh, and the head has finally popped off. Maybe that's the last we'll see of it. I don't think so. I still think it follows us, but if we go up in that glass that's over my head, it's an insta fail. Like, she'll look at us and then we'll have to dodge. This way, you can see that there's a doll. This is the one that I said was like super hard to QTE dodge. Wow. Didn't have much time left there, but that's okay because we still succeeded. I don't know how many, oh, we got 18 gems, so I still need 2 more to succeed, like, and get the, post-credit scene, the, where they tease Thanos in the next, game. What are you doing? Why do you want to help her so bad? Helping her won't help us go back to normal. Why not drag everybody here? That's way more fun. I don't know what they're talking about exactly. I know what's happening in this room. They're like, because that Quran character was like telling us that, like how to kill these dolls. There's like scalpels and stuff in her, and she's like dead now. So, unfortunate in that regard. And then I think as we go to pull the scalpel out, we'll probably get another cutscene of this character. Yep, she just wanted to be part of the family, which I think as we touch her, that's like what we get told or whatever. This is really pretty for like, what I assume to be kind of like assets that came pre with Wolf RPG. You rotten thief, you're gonna pay if you come back here again. So she tried to steal from this guy, probably just to eat, and then, you know, our father like sees the whole thing. You know what was kind of interesting to me? Come to my home, I'll get you some good food. I was wondering where this guy got his money from. And I have a little bit of a better idea after playing all the other modes and stuff. Don't be shy. As of today, you're part of the family. So the little girl probably felt like she was part of the family up until the moment that our dad killed her. This is Aya, your little sister. I'm going to be a big sister. So even it's kind of weird. This girl probably died at like a fairly young age. And then we aged past her. And then now it's almost like she's a younger sister to us. Like if she had kept aging, this woman would be like an adult's age by now probably. Anyway, I believe, god damn it, I hate this shit. she was just kind of waiting there, and then our dad walked in and chainsawed her. And that's that. You told me I'd be family, and you lied. So once again, we got to experience another lovely memory of our father and his house of horrors. Father, why? I just want to be part of your family, she says. That's what everybody wanted. Yeah, so keep in mind, like, if you're thinking about, like, talking points for this game, like, think about, like, where the money for the father came from. I kind of assumed he might be, like, a half doctor. The doll is smiling eerily. It's holding a knife. Oh, I bet you guys are feeling real good about having killed that other character. All right, so that door is locked. As we go to move on, there's a key here. So we go to pick it up, but before we're able to get it out of here, we hear like a growling, and that stupid ass undead dog from earlier that was, taking up refuge in our kitchen has now eaten some meat in a bag that was there, and inside of that meat was the key that we needed to continue on. The keys are gone. Obtained key swallowed by dead dog. There's a save point. This is good because this area is about half deadly. All right, restrain the twin doll. We can do that. So there's this twin doll. It's actually kind of funny because I'm not good at this, and I would consider this to be a fairly easy area to die. So we want to drop this chandelier on its head. We want to use the plank to build us like a bridge out to the chandelier, and then we head up and grab the sandbags to weight this end of the board so that it just doesn't come out underneath of us when we go to walk onto it, and then we can walk out onto it, and we want to drop this in time with her to walk under it. If we don't drop it in perfect timing, then she'll instantly come up the ladder and kill us, which is very funny by my estimation. So that was the twin doll. The doll has been crushed. This door is locked and will not open, which is just fine with me. This room has now been lit up, so we'll go inside of it. Here's a little mechanism showing, like, I don't know why this is called what it is, but I always thought these things were mandrakes. This is a puzzle. I am fucking horrible at these kinds of puzzles. Even though it's just a 3x3, I think these, like, in other games are, like, way harder than just a simple 3x3. I am not fucking good at these at all. So that one, at least we know, goes there. Oh man, I can't promise that this will go well. So these are like the last three that I kind of have to move around. I wonder if I do maybe a little something like, okay, that's in place. But then I have to move these two. Okay, I'm gonna be back whenever I like have this right. This is gonna take me a minute. So, all right. So we've got this puzzle almost solved. It's very funny. I figured out. You can click view hints and you can actually move, like if you reset, it'll move all the puzzle pieces around for you. So that's really nice. I know in the, we can go ahead and exit this now because we don't have the last piece that we need for this. I know in like the alternate mode for this game that we're going to play through, you can just skip that puzzle, which is really, really nice. There's a lot of like quality of life shit that comes in the, second stab at this or whatever. So we've got one of these like plucking machine looking things that we saw before. There's the undead dog nearby. This is the cultivation room, so it should only take us putting down the puzzle piece, I'm pretty certain, and this one is complete. Very cute to have a puzzle of your daughter as in like your house or whatever, as to open a door. Blood dropped onto this, so now you can see it's like covered in blood. Lots of like plants kind of around or whatever. Seems it won't break easily. A potted ouron. I don't know what that is. I leave it be. If you unpot these, like, again, I thought they were mandrakes, and I only happen to know mandrakes from Harry Potter, where it put, I can't remember that guy's, Neville Chamberlain, I think? I can't remember, but it put one of the characters in that movie to sleep whenever they pulled the mandrake out. So anyway, we put that down and we set this to automatically pluck the mandrake. I'm just going to get like 2 rooms away, and then it should automatically tick down. It takes the mandrake out, and the screeching of the thing, like I do know, I think in mythology it's like supposed to be that like if you get like a full size mandrake root and you like unearth it, it like screams and it kills whatever it was that It's fainted. So oh no, it put it to sleep. I thought it like killed these things. I guess not. I think it kills us, which it for some reason hasn't killed this dog, and we're morbidly like, pulling out its entrails to get that key. So got the incinerator key, and also this mandrake root, which is just what I'm going to call it, has a bone. So we got a bone there too. We've got one more stop to make. This room ahead of us, the cultivation room, has now got these mandrake characters. You won't attack me, right? Like kind of all around this room. And one of them has eaten a gem. So we cut it open and we've gotten the gem from him. Cool. So we've got 19 out of 20. And the last gem we have to do is to feed the bone to the dog. This door opens. This is actually kind of half funny. We just get like accosted by something in here, and we have to do a very easy QTE, and we're able to get out, and then it laughs at us. And if we interact with the door, it just laughs at us again. Completely useless room. I don't know what the point of it is, but there it was. So, I am going to, I guess we could go ahead and, I heard some blood there. I guess we'll go ahead and go forward, and we've got the incinerator key. So we're going to toss the doll into the incinerator and then go back and feed the bone to the dog. Whoa, it's got like lava magma shit down there spouting with flame. So we've got the doll. Who knew this was down here? You'll have to destroy that doll if you want to go further. Burn it up real good and the spirit will burn up too. And then poof goes the invisible barrier around that door. If you say so, and I believe you. So toss the creepy doll. You want to destroy me? And then it like tries to talk us out of it at the last second. I won't open the door if you do. Your leverage is about to be gone here in about 2 seconds. Please stop, Aya. Please, Aya, listen to your mother. So it tries one last little stab at being alive. It's pretending to be our mother. I want to see you, my sweet daughter. Stop it. Of course, Aya knows that she wouldn't talk like that. And then, we toss it into the fire, and the creepy doll is gone. Do one of you other creepy-ass dolls want to take a trip down there for being so cute with the Quran situation? Another kind of like quality of life thing is, as we go to leave here, we can skip this part where there were those killer dolls in that hallway from before, both sides. So now if we come in the other way too, we can skip it. So that is super, super nice. There's a dead cat. It's not moving a muscle. Oh, but it is meowing in my ear. I had to make sure that wasn't my cat from earlier, that he wasn't still skulking around my room. Anyway, we're headed up to feed that dog a bone, and that'll be the last of the gems that we need to collect. Let's give him the bone. We put it in his mouth, and then he drops a gem, and that's it. What a good boy. We've now got 20 out of 20 gems, and we're ready to conclude the first part of the game, including all the endings that it entails, of which there are 3 endings in the normal game. There are 2 what are considered bad ends in terms of what they're titled in the achievements, and then there is 1 good ending. So we're going to get the bad endings first. Hey, I forgot about you. You want to let out? Nope, that's not happening. Anyway, we've now got this room free to go. Like, you can continue on. Why? It's like that doll from before. Why? Didn't you know that from the beginning? Wait, didn't you know from the beginning and you still want to help him? I don't know. I don't know what I should do. So again, she's being challenged on her beliefs a little bit on whether or not she should save her dad, who's a murderer. Whatever happens, I'll support father because that's what I promised mom. You're still going on about that? She says, your mother's forgotten all about that promise and now she's torturing him. That might be true, but I know she's sincere about her promise. So she's like, mom was sincere at the time and that's the mom that I promised. So if you go save your father, won't innocent people suffer again instead of the heartbroken mom? I'll prevent that from happening, she says. Prevent it? How? My father's a kind person. So she's like, I can talk dad out of being a killer. Oh man. Idealistic child. That is a very dangerous person to be in the world. And then out comes a doll. What a child. People don't change that easily. So this is the doll from our room from before. If you remember at the very beginning of the game, explore underground mazes complete. What's this? So this is a really fucking cool looking device. That portal leads to the other world. Oh man, this guy. And we've got dolls kind of hung up and around. He's up ahead. Are you truly going, says Ogre. A reality too harsh for such a lady may be awaiting you. Will you go regardless? And she's kind of simmering on it. You seem adamant. Then let me give you this. And he gives us his last little gift to us. What's this, mister? It's magic water, a new product of my company. Magic water, she says, sounds like something out of a story. He's like, please take it with you. The power kept within the water shall no doubt be of help to you. So, can I save father with this too? So he's kind of ambiguous about what it does exactly. The water has the power to seal the power of the curse. So I can stop the curse with this vial or whatever. She must be in pain, so I have to save mom too. Will mom be able to rest once the curse is gone? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure she will. So he gives us the option to do the good thing. If your love reaches her, I'm sure your mother can be saved. Okay. Thank you, mister. It was nothing, madam. So yeah, again, Ogre is really nice. He's like saved us now at least once, and then is giving us the tool for us to have a good ending. I don't know why it keeps ticking the save function twice there. It's fine with me, though. Alright, so we're all squared away for this ending. Jump into the other world, going back. So we've got our save here. So I can get all three of the endings. We're going to go for the first bad end, and with that we drop our small chainsaw and our lantern. So she went, he says. What will she choose, I wonder? I shall see this to the end. It's kind of interesting because Ogre's, like, motivations are he just likes a good story. So it doesn't matter to him, like, good guys win, bad guys win. He just likes a compelling story, he says. But, of course, in a good story, more often than not, the good guys win. So he does like to nudge the story in that direction. She says, this is like a storybook world. Of course, it looks like, kind of reminds me of the beginning of Kingdom Hearts a little bit, if you guys have played that game. I've only ever played the first one, and that's what this kind of reminds me of. Alright, so we have got all the big players in the game here. We've got our mother, we've got our father, we got Maria. Most characters are knocked out at this point. Aya, you came, did you? She says, so it's really you, Mom. Mom, she calls out and then tries to, like, go to hug her. She says, you shouldn't have come. Why? Why would you do this? She calls out. You've seen it on your way here, haven't you, Aya? All the atrocities this man's committed. Again, this just fucking blows my mind now that I know everything that's going on. It's like, I don't want any more victims of his. Don't you feel the same, Aya? Like, imagine that everybody in this room right now is evil. Like, and that anybody's trying to take the high ground. If anyone understood father, it was you, Mom. It's Maria you don't like. And then, so, like, you know, it's kind of like the veneer shattering a little bit. She's like, it's just that you didn't like that he had another lover and you were jealous. I love father too, so I felt the same way about somebody taking him away. So, like, you know, honestly, if the father hadn't, like, just had this, like, what do they call it? Like, not like a chambermaid, that's a little bit too rough, but, like, I can't think of the word. I've used it a bunch of different words several times, but, like, is cheating on the mother, essentially. You know, if he wasn't doing that, this could have all been prevented. So, do you still love father, or you do still love father, don't you? Then why are you making him suffer? So, apparently she's been torturing father here. It's not what I want, not that I want to make him suffer, I just don't want to give him to anyone, so I'm taking him with me. So she's going to take father with her to this other world. Didn't we promise whatever happens, we'll support father? Rest easy, Aya. Oh, I'll be supporting him eternally in the afterlife. What's going to happen to me, she says, because now she won't have a mom or a dad or Maria. Without father, I'll be all alone. I don't want that. I just want to be with father and you. So she calls out to ask her to take her with her too, and she's like, oh, I can't do that. I want you to live and be happy. What makes me happy is to be with you and father. So again, we're getting some, like, tear jerkers here at the end. She's like, just, you know, take me with you. I love you guys. And she's like, no. No one shall interfere, our mother calls out. So she's like kind of, you know, like a ghostly apparition evil. Mom, now, honey, let us go. All right, so they're getting ready to go to, like, the perma other dimension. She calls out to her father, and in his last little breath he's got here, he's like, Aya, you know, you got to help me. This is a sick looking shot of the doctor. You know, we stop that immediate transition there to the other world, and Aya, why won't you listen to your mother? Don't take father away. Out of my way. So a lot of action going on here at the end. No one shall have him, and she won't even let, like, her daughter have him. He is mine alone. I guess, of all the important things in your life, what's this, Mr. Magic Water, a new product of my company. So we're already getting the throwback to that cutscene we just had. I can save father with this, but what'll happen to mom? If your love reaches her, I'm sure your mother can be saved. So, unfortunately, that's not going to cut it. So we're going to have to consider using the water. But for the first bad ending, we're going to grant mom's wish and not save our father. So we leave him be. We give him over to mother. I'm sorry, father. Mom loves you more than anyone. This is a hard decision. And if you, like, consider the entirety of the thing, like what Aya had promised and stuff, like, well, this is like, you know, she's giving her over to her mother. She's like, it was kind of what I said before, like, which promise do you want to fulfill? Do you want to fulfill the mother who, like, was loving and stuff? Do you want to fulfill her wish? Or do you want to fulfill the current mother who's, like, full of vitriol and anger and piss and vinegar? Like, whose wish do you want to fulfill? And then you get to feel the consequences of that, so... All right, so we got teleported to the secret room in the basement. There are like all these dolls around and stuff. I guess we can kind of look at them. A bride doll almost seems alive, and there's like blood leaking. A doll, it has a lonesome look. Stuffed something. It looks like a fucking, like a Doberman or something. Seems familiar. And then we open up this bloody thing, and there's an Iron Maiden that has blood leaking out of it. We go to leave the room. There's like a mannequin doll. I don't think there's actually a reason to save in here, so I'm not going to bother cluttering up my saves. We, like, bash this door outside the secret room. I don't even remember where this is in the grand scheme of the house. I don't know if we ever even know. I don't know if it's important. And then we come upon Maria, who also got ejected. I guess if our mother was barely able to take our father and wouldn't take the daughter, she surely wasn't taking the mistress. So, this is Mistress. Interesting that our mother was so powerful there in the end. She calls out and she's like, the doctor, what happened to him? And we say that, you know, we weren't able to save him, and it puts the doctor's assistant here, Maria, his mistress, into I think a manic fit. I can't really remember. And I don't know if we're like praying here. It's so quiet. The curse must have faded, and father's gone. So, you know, our mom is happy in that regard. I'm sure this is for the best. Now no one will be hurt by father's experiments anymore. You'd say the same thing, right, Mom? And that is this first inning. But now what do? I don't have a father or a mother. I'm by myself. So I, all alone. No, I shouldn't whine about it. Hey, at least you got a mansion all to yourself. I just have to live on my own from now on. Be hard to keep track of this whole place. Maria, you can go back home. If you don't have anywhere to go, you can stay here too. Whatever you want to do. So we start to leave, and Maria comes down behind us, and we're like, yeah. And she knocks the shit out of us. Again, like, imagine that everybody in that room was just like the worst motherfucker. So we get knocked out, and then Maria comes in. I don't know. This is like one of the first like jaw droppers of this game for me. Doctor, you are with us no longer, but please take heart. I shall take on everything myself. The future you wished for the mistress, I shall see it out. So there's like some kind of a future for us that the doctor wanted specifically, and Maria is gonna do that for him, which entails at least experimenting on us in some way. And she's like, Doctor, I love you. So this is the first of the bad endings. Again, like, jaw-dropping. Doesn't really make sense quite yet why Maria is, like, fucking with us. It is kind of weird, though. I'm going to have to quickly... You can see we got, like, a black and white screen here. So there's a noise filter in this game that I turn off for, like, recording or whatever. And it turns on every time we get kicked back to the main menu. So, all right. So it's time to go in. I'm going to just kind of quit. I thought I would just cut, but now I think I can do it in, let's see, I'm looking at the timer. If I can do it if I can get us back there in under 1 minute, I will consider that good enough. I don't know. The background looked kind of cool there, even though we got a bad ending. So this, in terms of like where the ending split and stuff, I honestly should just cut. All right, fuck it. We'll be back in a minute. Alright, so we're back here with the branching path. Grant Mom's wish is what we did before. Now we're going to save our father by throwing this magic water or whatever at our mother. I don't know what this entails. I really can't remember. It's like some kind of sealing agent. I always kind of assumed it was like holy water to like a ghost or something like that in terms of like how it acts. So stop by as she calls. And this banishes our mother, I guess, in a more permanent sense, like freeze the curse. I don't know. It's not important what it does exactly, other than the fact it saves our dad and like fades our mother out of existence or whatever. My body's disappearing, she calls. And of course, we're upset about it because this is the first time we've seen our mother in a long time, and she's already going. Wow, the art in this game is just so fucking really goddamn pretty. I don't know. Like I said, we'd love to have seen this adapted into like an anime. Didn't like fucking Corpse Party end up getting an anime or whatever? And then I think Ao Oni got an anime, talking about like RPGMaker games that later got animes and stuff. Now Ao Oni also got some live action joints that just look fucking hilarious. But Death Note did too. So anyway, we're back in the secret room. Our dad's like, oh, Aya? Father, so we are reunited. I'm sorry, Aya, I worried you so. And he's like, she's like upset. She's like, the dad, mom, she's banished. And he's like, I know, she must have been lonely. We'll visit her grave tomorrow to soothe her spirit. All right. And then like down comes the ghost of our mother. She's like, I didn't want you to know the truth, but with the last of my power, and I believe she's going to give us another memory here. So this kind of seems like not too long, or like right around like, all the interactions that Aya has in like the days preceding her mom's death. I shall dispose of the remaining materials myself. So they're like doing their experiments. And then this is maybe even the dialogue from the beginning of the game or whatever, where like, we come down, check on things, and then our mother comes down and, does whatever. The mistress is aware of our relationship. Does it matter? I don't believe she's fond of me. That's the problem. Anyway, the doctor is like, don't mind her. I'd much rather like engage in this tryst with you instead of whatever. So he's like, I'm going to make my daughter the prettiest doll of them all. So now we get an idea of like some of the context. I know I just kind of skipped over that. A doll? Me? A father? So at least now we can understand Maria's motivations and what she was doing in her ending to try and make us a doll. And it's kind of interesting the fact that like the only reason we get to know this is because our mother is coming down here and she's going to get to hear about the doll comment. And of course she's pissed about Maria and the doctor like messing around. Mistress Aya has become rather ladylike, and to think she always used to make mischief and bother you. Oh, indeed. Just a little more, I think. A little more until she's ripe. I want to make her into the most beautiful doll I can. And then our mother overhears that and she's like, what the fuck? You're not going to make her into a doll. And then I don't quite know why you would confront right now, but she does so. I shall clean up the unnecessary materials. Yeah, definitely not trusting a motherfucker with a chainsaw with negotiations, unless I guess I'm the one holding the chainsaw. You'll never make our precious daughter into one of your subjects. And she goes in and is gonna command him that's what's not happening. Are you planning to experiment on her? And he's like, oh, you overheard. She's our one and only treasure. Exactly. She's a wondrous daughter. I want to make her eternally so. So this is how he's going to do it. Kind of reminds me, I'm just going to I don't know. Fuck it. You remember that 4chan post years ago about that guy who made like women into dolls or whatever? And then that was later parroted in the Welcome to the Game with the doll maker. I'll leave it to you if you want to look up the context of that. I'll tell you it's very morbid and I wouldn't recommend it, but that's kind of what this reminds me of in terms of like people's motivations for like wanting to make dolls and stuff. Otherwise, I can't understand why he wants to do this. I won't let you do what you will with her because our mother threatens to, like run away with us. And then I can't remember how oh no, that's a deliberate kill by the doctor. For some reason I was thinking it was accidental, but nope, that's a scalpel right into the chest. And we're getting a lot of drama bombs here. Our father wants us to be a doll, which we can't have happen, and our father killed our mother. Devastating. It had to be done for Aya's future, but milady, don't speak of this to Aya. So, our mother was sickly, which is how the doctor is going to, justify it. He's like, just say that she had a fit and died. Are you refusing my order? He's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Now, these two can be together without, like, any interruption by, the mistress of the house anyway. Now, how shall we dispose of the body? Naturally, Aya must not see it, so we can see like where he's put the body instead. And it's going to be somewhere kind of interesting. And then, of course, we're calling out. Like, this is heartbreaking to have this. I mean, there's secrets that the generation before you keep to keep your heart safe a little bit. And this is one of them for this family, the Dravis family. All right, I'm sorry, Aya, she says. Your mother still loves your father even now, so I couldn't kill him, but I should have. Run away from him. And we've got like all that context now, and she's like, hey, what's the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why do you look so afraid of your father? Oh my goodness. And then we like back up to here where you can see like these other dolls around and stuff. And inside is our mother and this Iron Maiden. So that's where he's hidden her away in like this super, super, super secret room. And an Iron Maiden covered in beautiful roses. Aya, well, what I just saw was true. Father, you killed. And he's like, oh, well, so much for that. So like now that we know it, he's like, he can drop like the veneer. He's like, don't you think your mother's beautiful? So he I suppose you can't accept it just yet. Yet I know you will in time. So he probably made her into some kind of a doll too. I wanted to wait just a little longer, and we asked like, hey, are you going to make me into a doll? And he's like, oh, don't be sad. By making you a doll, your beauty can last forever. Oh my goodness. Look at these children. Beautiful, yes? Preserved just as they were when alive. These are the fruits of the Dravis family research. So, all of the dolls in the house, it kind of seems like, are made out of people. Is that what's going to happen to me? That's kind of like the idea is like this Dravis lineage, and we're going to get more context to it, but like, you know, the end result of it is most of the family being made into dolls, and then like this doctor was able to, he basically, what his research is like kidnapping like vagrants and stuff like that, like, and having them here, and then like using their body parts to construct dolls for, I don't know, like the Dravis family, or maybe just make dolls in general to perfect his research. Alas, I can't make many changes while preserving your loveliness. And of course, I can dress you in all the finest clothes. Tell me whatever you wish to wear. And she doesn't want to hear this, of course. It's basically just talking about like, how would you like to die? What dress would you like to wear while you're dead? Come be by your father. Don't tell me you hate me. I'm sorry, Dad, but I don't want to be a doll. How, like I said, the last fucking like 3 minutes have been crazy for this person. So, all right, now we can save to get the last of the couple of endings, a mannequin doll. So we go to like leave, proceed, saving recommended. Oh yeah, we saved. Don't worry about that. So we go to leave. If you remember before, this was a door that we had to interact with. Like it had like a sticky lock, and our dad is calling out, and thankfully this doll hops in the way. Open the door, Aya. So the mannequin blocked it. And our dad's calling out, and he's quite clearly going to do something pretty uncouth, probably hurt us, make us into a doll. So we go to like try and leave. Watch the doll. This has a really cool animation. We can hear like our dad laughing, and then like a chainsaw starting up. And wow, sorry, I didn't realize that it was going to take this long. And then a chainsaw comes through the fucking door and cuts the mannequin up. And with that, you know, it's kind of crazy. I was thinking about this. I was like, what if we had been the one holding the door shut? Now we can actually interact with this door to the point to open it. Like now that we've messed with it, and our dad is, you know, trying to kill us and stuff. All right, so another QTE event. I don't know how interesting this has been. Oh, hey, it's kind of cool because it looks like the doll was going to attack him, and then he just like cuts it down. So all right, we're going to sideswipe either side of this stairway here. I guess we're going to hide out. I don't remember how this ends up going for us. Hopefully well. It has to. Well, the next ending we're going to get is another bad ending, but we're going to get a good ending soon after that. So, all right, he's creeping around. He's putting his chainsaw into the barrels here. Hopefully we're hiding in one where he isn't gonna be able to get to us. Jesus Christ, man. Are you out of your freaking mind? There's a little girl in one of those. Oh, nope, we were under the dresses, or the doll, the dress of the doll there. I'm just gonna go ahead and waste another save there real quick. Alright, moving along. Oh, he is once again chasing us in a QTE. Oh, run away from insane father. So we want to run away from him. And in this next room, he does a kind of odd attack pattern where he like kind of charges and then he swings back and then he'll go for like a big charge. Oh shit, he actually got a kill in on us. I think we can use a continue. I can't remember. Yeah, we can use a continue. But anyway, we want to, like, he goes for a big charge up there, and we want to sideswipe him to grab this mini chainsaw, and then we still have to do a QT. And this is just so that we can open up this wooden barricade below us. And it's now out of power. Ugh. So much for that mini chainsaw. I remember thinking it would be like so cool if we had gotten into a mini chainsaw versus big chainsaw fight with our dad, but clearly that wouldn't have gone very well. So Maria is now waking up and we're like, watch out, you know, I don't, and she's like, no, wait, mistress. And we like get away. I don't think we have the chainsaw, so we can't chainsaw these barrels. I guess we'll go to the left here. Put some fucking distance between us and our dad. This is barricaded. What do I do? Where can I hide? So we can look around for somewhere to hide. I don't think we can get in the barrel. Can we hide under Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to hide under there, but we can put ourselves underneath of this sheet here. I think this works in this game. I don't know. I thought for some reason that this didn't work, though, at the same time. So Maria comes in. She's like, where could the mistress be? Maybe it wouldn't work on the doctor, but it does work on the Maria. I apologize. I lost sight of her. And then, of course, our dad is none too thrilled about that. I'm terribly sorry. I'm certain she could not be far. Let us search elsewhere. And then he, like, just chainsaw fucking slices Maria. He's clearly not happy with her. I don't know why I'm pointing that out, but Jesus Christ, it sounds awful. Sounds like our dad's really chainsawing something up. All right. So all of that happens. Now this is where the ending splits. So we're going to completely ignore Maria. This is now we're on the route for the like second bad ending. Father's still looking. So yeah, we don't want to fucking go that way apparently. We can move along. We've got like this other side of the hallway that's been open, and our dad is like, I'm gonna get you. You know, again, it's interesting that the whole rest of this game has been like unvoiced up until this point, and then like now we have our dad who's like, I'm gonna get you. This is an awesome segment. I really like this a lot. So whoa, I just shit my britches. Oh, and he found us. And I don't think we get an out after this. Like I'm pretty certain that our luck kind of runs out here a little bit. We fall down the stairs here at this little altar. Oh no, it wasn't even that. It's this stupid ass doll. Come be with us, she calls. Must be a part of the family that wanted to be a doll. Oh, and our dad calls out. He's like, I found you, Aya. And he's standing up there with a chainsaw. Not good for us. That's enough of our game of tag, Aya. I have to keep you still, don't I? And what he means by that is that obviously he's going to have to chop our legs off. I don't want to hurt you, Aya. It's a shame. But I can cover your leg with a skirt easily enough, so it should be fine. And then, you know, our character's very distressed at becoming a doll. She's like, please, you know, Aya, don't worry, Father and I will always be together now, so rest in peace. I love you. How morbid this is. Oh man, this is like a complete fundamental misunderstanding of life in general to be this doctor, but it is cool. That's why he's a mad doctor, a mad father at that. And we're back upstairs, sitting in our throne. Very pretty. Aya, your new dress looks wonderful on you. Thanks, I guess. I like that kind of little choker with the bell on it. That's very cute. Of course, with the dress and everything. Well, it's about time to sleep. All right, good night, Aya. I never kind of got an idea of what it exactly meant to be a doll. Like, is she like actually dead, or is she like, I don't know. I really don't kind of get what's going on, but it's clear that we're like cognizant in it. But are we cognizant because like it's part of like a curse or whatever, or is it like some more like scientific shit that he did? I don't know. But anyway, that has been Bad End 2. Are we going to get a different background screen? Nope, just another black and white one. I'm going to quickly turn the noise filter off and load us into the mortuary once again. All right, so this time we can sort things out because she's been like sliced on her stomach. We can grab some of the shady drugs, I think. I'm sorry, can we grab some shady drugs? I know we have to fucking heal her. Hold up. What am I doing wrong here? Lined with shady drugs. That's not doing me anything. I don't know why I keep searching it like it's going to fucking change. He's searching that way. What am I doing wrong here? Maybe I'll just like kind of scout out this next area a little bit. I'm not going to go... Well, I can't go too far. Hold up. What the fuck am I doing wrong? Oh, yeah, I did something wrong. Hold up. All right. I actually fucked up. I gotta go read Maria's diary. I'll be back. So I'll have to go back to the mansion. Just a second. Alright, so I can't believe I forgot to do this, ergo fucked it up a little bit. So if you remember, this is like whenever Ogre would come in and talk to us. This is like something you have to do way early in the game to be able to get that ending. You have to examine Maria twice, and then the second time you do, you'll get a room key. And with this, we want to go all the way back upstairs. And all the way back to a room that didn't have a name on it earlier that I didn't neglect to mention, but I did neglect to readdress. So once you have the key, it'll spawn like this ghoul here. leading you to Maria's room. I think it's supposed to be like kind of like a soft hint. Go after the man with sad eyes. I don't know why he's leading us to where we need to go, which is this room here. Ergo, I believe it turns out that it's Maria's room, so we'll see that in the name of the thing here very shortly. Open the lock. Yes, sir. All right, we go in. I like Maria's room. I kind of like she's got like these cool blankets on the wall there and like a dartboard, and I don't know. It's a cool enough room, I guess, but the focal point of the thing is a diary. Could this be Maria's diary? Yeah, we'll go ahead and read it. So we get to discover how she ever came to be here. Doctor, it has been a year to the day since I came to this mansion. I'll never forget that day. So once again, another vagrant on the streets that he just kind of snatches up and brings to his house. Please, food, she's calling out. She's starving. Give me food. I don't know. Again, it's so hard for me to kind of pin down, like, when exactly this time period is, because they've got dartboards, so 1900s question mark, and then, like, you know, gears and stuff. She could be a fine subject with some work. Again, I don't know. We're on a new day of recording here because I couldn't really stomach to sit down and do this last night. So hopefully I'm not out of pace. I'll give you clothes and delicious meals. This almost seems like I don't know, not only too good to be true, but like I don't know. If you're like a vagrant on the street and then somebody suddenly like offers to give you the world, like, I don't know, life isn't really a fairy tale. I don't really think that kind of shit happens, but I don't know. Who's that guy that gives random people in real life, like, machetes and shit, like homeless people? Stay here for a little while. I'll go tell my family about you. So she's like, oh, you have a family. I have a wife and a daughter turning 7. I'm sure they would welcome you. So this was probably like, what, 3 years ago at least? And that means that the diary was wrote 2 years ago. This guy is on this bed and he's injured. Was this person taken in like I was? And she's like, you know, can see that he has injuries and is in pain. Perhaps I could do something. There are medical supplies on this counter here. She does kind of look younger. I don't know. It almost like, I don't know. I don't want to cast aspersions again. I say that a lot in these playthroughs, but like this woman looks awfully young in this, in this for the doctor to have taken a liking to her. Whatever. Anyway, so she grabs the medical shit and patches the dude up. And then the doctor comes in and checks it out. This is a surprise. Coming from the brink of death, he made a significant recovery overnight. It seems he was given excellent treatment. So he sees in her, like, you know, after she says that she treated him, how handy, you're exceptionally talented. That she's exceptionally talented. It'd be awful to let such talent go to waste. So instead of just killing her, he wants to recruit her. What's your name? I'm... And then, I can't remember how this goes. Maria, that's right. Maria, an appropriate name. Interesting. Maria, would you be my assistant? Alright, I do not wish to lose you. Please stay with me. So I'm not gonna super read what they're saying. Well, will you entrust me with the rest of your life? So, I don't know. I guess if a charming, rich doctor kind of picks you up off of the street and, like, you know, fixes you up in life, can you say no? I mean, you were just starving to death on the streets fucking... What was it, less than 24 hours ago? I was alone, but you made me needed. You gave me love. Oh, I don't know that it was necessarily the love you needed, but I don't think it didn't hurt. How would I live without you? I love you, Doctor. Ah, wow, how sweet. Then we had this house of horrors that everybody is fucking participating in, including ourselves. Alright, so we read that journal. Aya doesn't really have too much to say about that. I never really knew anything about Maria after all. Maria must really love Father too. So, we've got a new perspective for Maria. Now, don't worry. I'm not going to play through this game in its entirety again. I have a save point for where we were at the end of the game from earlier that as soon as I can make it to a crow, we can go back to the main menu and skip to. So, we'll go to the title. Now we can continue the good ending. And I also don't have to turn the noise filter off. I was worried that it would continue throughout the whole game. I'm just going to leave it on because it actually, once we get to the game, turns it off. So this is another save that I had made at this point where we can patch Maria up. You know, we even say, we're like, oh, Maria, what do I do? So much blood. And similar to how Maria was able to patch that guy up, we can grab these shady drugs. Is there anything here? We grab some of the drugs, meaning bandages, I guess. Is there anything in here I could use? Yes, let's use those bandages on Maria. I don't know. We're kind of coming up on the end of the normal game anyway. This should help stop the blood. Mistress, thank you for caring for the likes of me. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I should be most loathsome in your eyes. So, I don't know. They're, like, talking to one another about, like... It's clear that, like, Maria, like, understands that... I don't know that she's a home wrecker. You know, life is life, and you can't really hold that against somebody... I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts in this. I can't see myself doing anything that anybody in this story does, but at the same time, I don't blame any of them. I thought I couldn't live without Father, but the way Father thinks of us, I don't want to be a doll, so I can't be with him anymore. But you and we both can't live alone, so they're going to have like a synergistic relationship. Maria can't be alone. Yeah, I almost said Ib. Don't want to do that. That's a playthrough for another day, Ib. I do want to play it, though, because it's another really good RPGMaker horror game. So, I did mention, so now Maria's going to come with us. We're going to help her, like, kind of walk around and stuff. I did mention that this guy had made another game. Oh, that this game was made in the Wolf RPG engine. Apparently, it was meant to emulate the emulate like the RPGMaker engine, but it was not meant to like be a one-to-one copy for one, but also not like it's not made by the people who made RPGMaker. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So Maria falls, and we keep trying to tell her like, no, come on, come with us. You must escape alone, mistress. So even though we helped her come this far, wouldn't it be funny if I did all that and then this was like another bad end for whatever reason? No, of course not, though. We leave her as our father is like now starting to chase us down this hall. Whoa, he doesn't even give a shit about Maria because Aya is so close to getting away. Whoa, we're gonna have to see this creepy cutscene again. I hope my fucking britches can handle it. I'm wearing fucking double stack, or I should have wore 2 pairs of underwear for this. Hold up. Oh shit. I did look up like who this voice actor was, and their name is listed on the wiki, but I don't recognize them. So I don't. And then like I tried to Google them or whatever, and there's like a million motherfuckers that have that name. It's not to be rude, but to try and find like somebody with that name on the internet, in contrast to like, I mean, try to find somebody named Bob Joe in the United States. Sorry. So the doll grabs us. Our father, I'm sure, is looming on top of the altar. That's enough of our game of tag. I have to keep you still, don't I? So he does his little taunting joint again here where he's like, I don't want to hurt you. I can give you a pretty little skirt to cover up the scar that's going to be on your legs. Oh man, how morbid. It's kind of unfortunate because Aya keeps being convinced that her love is enough to get through to her father and her mother, but they're both fucking nuts. So, rest in peace, Aya. I love you. Whoa. But now that we saved Maria, this ending goes a little bit differently. And Aya's, of course, a little bit upset that her father has daggers sticking out of him, but we're going to get so much context in the next couple of endings, or not endings, but like the other, like game modes and stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't need this extended kill the father cutscene or whatever. I really don't. Alright, so Maria comes in. Thankfully, she came in just in the nick of time. We also have the doll there that she handles. Cool little battle maid. I'm not too much into like the battle maid genre, but it does look cool. My kind of problem, like any anime I've ever watched in my life, I've been hyper obsessed with. Like Code Geass, Death Note, like I've just been like, I've read all the media, I've like watched all the shows and stuff, and just like thought it was awesome and talked with people about it and played all the games for them and stuff. I saw that our father was kind of moving there for a minute. How eerie. These guys are talking about fucking nothing. Oh, whoa, watch out. There comes the mad father on top of us. I think we get Deus Ex Machina'd again by something, but I can't remember what it is. Hey, it's an axe to the back of the head from the little boy from the beginning of the game. Interesting. Our father has a big-ass chainsaw. I'm glad I made it. Whew, just in the nick of time, too. And the woman calls out, I guess, I think they're going to get ready to leave, all 3 of them. Of course, the boy is cursed by the house, so, as the curse falls on the place, it's not going to do him much good to come with the girls because he's just going to fade away. Thank you for saving us. Oh, no thanks needed. I just did what she asked. You meet my mom? So he's like, he's kind of been like an angel over us for this game, like a, what do they call it? Like a, wow. I don't know. He's been watching over us like a protector. There we go. Thank you, Mom. You know, Aya says. And with that, you know, of course, Aya wants to see her again, and the mom wants to see her again, but now is not the time. Maybe one day in the far-off future, whenever it's time for Aya to die. It's alright. She's always watching you from afar. Don't be sad. If you are, it'll only make her sad. Yeah, in a certain sense, the mother only wanted Aya to be happy, but I don't know. That's also not true, because she also wanted to murder the father and get back at this Maria character. I can only assume that the mother would be none too pleased to see Maria, like, raising Aya. So the boy says here that, like, before everybody goes, he's going to set fire to the mansion. Aya is concerned about the happy memories that she has here, and in contrast, the boy says, hey, you're probably the only motherfucker that has happy memories here, but if anybody finds your father's work, they could replicate it, and then we'd have this situation here in a couple of years, so I might as well burn it down and get rid of all that information. Apparently that's what our mother also wanted as well, so if that's what she wanted, then do it. Alright, so Maria and Aya are going to get ready to leave this house. Kind of a shame. I'd take... I don't know what you take from a place like this. It's fucking opulent and beautiful, and I guess you don't take anything but the rabbit in your memories. Aya, there's one thing I ask of you. Do not ever forget the people who were sacrificed here. None of us had any relatives. No one looked for us. No one remembered us. No one knew we existed at all. So, like, at the end of this, you know, the boy is like, all we want you to do is to live for us, which, I don't know. Like I said, the endings get a little bit sappy here at the end. This is the least you can do for us. Yes, I'll never forget, she says. Thank you, he says. Well, this is goodbye. So he sets fire to the place, and whoa, that's probably the brightest this playthrough has been in the entire game, outside of daytime segments. And he gives, like, her the blessing, may you be smiled upon, as this game kind of closes out. Now go. He's going to sit here with the mansion as it kind of burns away, and Maria and Aya and Snowball are all going to flee this mansion. Lucky. You, at times in this playthrough, probably thought even yourself wasn't going to make it out, but hey, 3 of us made it out, or 2.5 if you consider the animal not really something that made it out. And the boy sits here and you know, presumably dies in the fire. We'll put a pin in that for now, though. It is just the 2 of us now. Well, and Snowball, of course. Hey, she feels the same way I do. Oh, yes, that's right. What should we do now? So they're probably trying to figure out, like, a new life for themselves because they just had somewhere to live, food in their mouth, or food in their stomach every day, but not so much now. But it's important because Maria doesn't want to be alone, and Aya is a little ass kid, so they're going to help one another in life, which is very sweet. And then we're going to get some post-credit scenes and stuff like that. Are you sure you don't want to watch the mansion burn all the way down? Oh, yeah, it's fine, she says. Alright, so Maria goes. You can see a book there off to our left. Aya says, like, goodbye to the mansion. And actually, I wonder where that guy in the black coat went. I kind of hope he's okay. Oh, Ogre, I'm sure he's fine. And that's what Aya says, too. Oh, he'll be alright. He's a mysterious guy. He made it out, I'm sure. Come on, Snowball. And Snowball's playing with the... with this book over here, which causes us to go and look at it. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, this was the same texture of the book that our father was obsessed with. If you remember that room from all the way back that was about, like, anatomy, this was a book that our dad was obsessed with, and so, like, you know, we now have the book. What is the matter? She says, oh, nothing, let's go. So maybe that's like, you know, they bothered to burn down the whole mansion, and the one thing that they needed to burn was kind of out there. With the mistress beside me, I feel we can overcome anything. However, what is this uneasiness I feel? How eerie, I guess. This is a good game for having been made in the Wolf RPG engine, because it's kind of shitty, honestly, but I don't think this is part of the post-credit cutscene, but this is Ogre down here with our father and the doll and this chainsaw. Humans are such utterly foolish creatures. I have seen countless many foolish humans, but you are the most foolish of them all. A human mad with desire is more fearsome than any demon, and yet I adore such foolish humans. So he's like just saying like, if he comes with Ogre, you may research to your heart's content. So their agreement is that Ogre will essentially save his life from this fire and the mansion burning down, and in return, well, the doctor, all he has to do is keep researching. Well, I guess he has to work for the guy. Now, this is the post-credit cutscene, or like the post-game cutscene. You get this if you have all 20 of the gems, all the gems in this game. I'm finally here. It's a girl that is arriving at a little, it almost looks like a cottage, but it's like a clinic, the Dravis Clinic, out here in the middle of the woods. Yeah, this must be the place. It's out in the middle of nowhere. I bet no one even notices it. So, continuing on in the Dravis name, pretty clearly a clinic out in the middle of nowhere. Alright, and who other but a much older Aya is here to welcome the patient. We are from the perspective of this brown-haired girl. Is she the doctor? What seems to be the problem, she asks. Well, I was born rather feeble. I usually get checkups from my local doctor, but, well, we're broke. We don't have money, so the doctor's given up on me, is what she's saying. That's why I came here. I heard the doctor here does checkups for free. So Aya says that they don't ask for money from their patients, which is really nice, I guess. I know that being like critical of people who seem to be doing charity work is not a good look, but maybe hold some reservations for now. So this character's name is Jean Rooney. I always figured like this might end up as kind of like a love interest to Aya Dravis or something like that, or like a friend even. They don't even have to be so much as love interest, but like, you know, friendly, but she's sick and it's time for her to go into the Dravis Clinic. Come in, she says. They're going to go inside and get a good look at this girl. Again, she was feeble, so for someone who's not all that healthy, your legs sure carried you a long way. Must be way far out in the woods. I met a kind old woman on the way here. Took me part of the way by coach. Oh, well, that is nice. There's some really nice people out there, she says. Just like you, doctor. You think so? Well, this is a really nice cabin out in the middle of the woods. Alright, so she's gonna lay her down on the examination table and get to work. Doctors are pretty fascinating people. Medical doctors, I mean. I don't know how they're able to diagnose what they do. Oh, I hear a horse. Oh, they hear a horse too. They don't sound too far off. Are they in the back? And she has something here. Stay very still while I apply anesthesia. I don't know what you need that for. You gonna crack these ribs open and take a look at those lungs directly? You have very pretty eyes. I like that mask over Aya's mouth. It's very indicative of her father, though. Alright, so beautiful. I find myself getting lost in your eyes. Wow, see what I'm saying by their maybe love interest, question mark? But, I don't know. I feel like our father was also obsessed with certain features in people throughout the game, so... Anyway, do you think you can make me better? Oh, of course, she says. From now on, you'll never suffer again, so don't worry. Now go to sleep. Alright, and in the next room, we've got Maria Shirley. Indeed, the mistress is much like you. Shirley not feeling the best about this whole situation. It does run in the family. Ooh. So, you know, she's addressing the doctor. It does run in the family, doctor. Alright, and so that is the main game. Pretty interesting there. So, our mother and father were like butting heads. We saved our father from what was certain death, and then we end up leaving the mansion. It's all burned down, and the curse has ended. But the Dravis family curse, in another sense of the word, is still continuing on with Aya. So, I think I can... I thought I could skip the credits here. If not, I guess I'll see you once the credits are over. I don't want to have to make you sit through all these credits. Alright, I do think we actually have a little bit of an extra cutscene here that should fire up. Maybe this is the post-credit one. Oh, well, I'll have it down in the timestamps wherever, whenever there's a, the extra cutscene is considered. Okay, so we promised, it says, and, well... Say I can't ever forget. We promised... Oh, so I can't ever forget. Jesus. Reading is difficult for me today for some reason. Alright. And like I said, I'm pretty certain... So this must be the end. And now we're probably going to get into the post-game cutscene. Like, it's pretty interesting. So playtime took me an hour and 10 minutes-ish. I think this is on my fast playthrough, though. Mode, normal, gems collected, 20 out of 20, and 0 continues use, which unlocks us new illustration unlocked in museum. Must have beaten blood mode to change title image. Oh, well, I guess we'll have to wait for that, but we unlocked some new title screen backgrounds. Blood mode was unlocked, if mode unlocked, and it should, I don't know what it's going to do. Shows the post-credit cutscene or throw us back to the, yeah, there we go. The post-game cutscene. Sorry, not post-credits. I'm thinking fucking Avengers again. So Ogre comes into the scientist lab. My, you made quite a mess here, he says. Excuse me. Well, have you grown used to this lab? And the doctor doesn't really say much of anything, I don't think. At least nothing important. You can see there's like what is like a clone of Aya. He says, this girl, you still long for your daughter, I see. However, he was able to clone her, I guess. Yes, of course, she shall come into my world as well. I look forward to her birth. I don't know. This is odd stuff. I hope you can someday show that girl your home world. I think he's talking about this one. So it seems like this guy is kind of like otherworldly. Like he sits at the precipice of like all these different worlds, including his own natively. So he can travel to these different worlds, like the Mad Father world, or maybe his native one, the what the hell is it called? The Misao one. And he's like mumbling. He's like, my adorable Aya, and I can hear him whispering in my ears. Ooh, how eerie. I think that's all. It should throw us back to the main menu now. Cool. We are back at the main menu. You can tell because the noise filter. We can look at the museum real quick before we hop into anything else. We can look at things like characters. Aya Drevis. I'm not gonna bother to read all these, but like I'm gonna skim over them quickly. This is Aya's father. Apparently, like, there's a fan name for this guy, Alfred Drevis. Aya's mother passed away from illness a year ago. Freeloader at the Drevis mansion. I wonder whose perspective this is written by. The Drevis pet rabbit, the blonde youth, a mysterious youth who appeared before Aya. People apparently used to call this guy Dio, and I can't fucking remember his name right now. Ogre, a mysterious salesman. My favorite character, personally. Innes, one of Father's test subjects, approaches Aya with a strange smile. This Jean, what was her name, Cooley? I can't remember. She visits the Drevis clinic to get cured, and then, ooh, all the subjects. How eerie. The background music we could change. We can see different event illustrations here, like throughout the game that we got to see. You know, like these are all like all the drawings and stuff. Like we can blow up Mother's form and like, you know, full resolution, or the rabbit specimens. How eerie that was. The gallery, I think, is like, I think official artwork, but isn't necessarily in the game. Well, this is really pretty. This is a nice family photo. Shame that, I don't know. How tough the story ends up. This is a sweet picture. This is a cool picture of Dr. Aya. Dio. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to call him Dio. I can't think of his normal name. Just some random sketches. I think that the creator of the game made these. I'm not so certain, but I would assume so, that's not just fan art. You can like create like a doll here if you want. Let's see. So that's like this is like a female, I think, like body. I don't know. I don't want to super make a let's make like somebody sleepy looking. This one kind of looks sleepy looking. I'm not, fuck it. Do I want to make a doll? I really don't want to make a doll, but I do kind of want to show off just some random shit. Ooh, we can put gloves on them. Oh no, that makes it nubs. Those are like foxy pirate hands. I don't want to do that. No. We can put a dress on them though. This is an ugly color dress though. I don't really like pink all that much. Ooh, a brooch. That's nice. Let's put, I don't know. This is such an ugly doll. Maybe I have to fix this doll at least, right? Okay, that's pretty. I like that for what, like long pigtails, short pigtails. You know what? Let's do long tail. I don't know what that hairstyle is called. I've never had that hairstyle, so I don't know. Okay, I kind of like where this is coming along. Fuck it, we'll design one. This is a little bit too much going on with the hair. I think we'll. Ooh, or we could do this. Nah, let's just drop it. That's fine. What is this item? Okay, so she's got like a choker, like whatever is going right around the neck. I don't think it's a choker necessarily. And then we only have, unfortunately, Aya's kind of arm stuff. I like the smoothed out arms. That's nice. And okay, wait a minute. Am I just gonna do fucking Aya's outfit? Now what is this? Ooh, glasses. Interesting. I don't want to do an eye patch like the man who sold the world, or or a beard. No, I don't want to do any of that. Then I think this is a second item that we can equip to our character, like in terms of look. Maybe we'll give him a bow. Ooh, a tiara or a big hat. This is so dumb. I should have never stopped the playthrough to do this, but I wanna dress this character up. You know what? Yeah, but that looks like too much like Little Bo Peep. I don't want to do that. Okay, the garland. We could do that. And this is a second miscellaneous, thing. Oh, and then we can change the stand that it sits on. I like the circular stand the best. And, ooh, we can add, like, little props to our character, too. Oh, whoa, that looks sick. Oh, or the puppet strings? Fuck, this, you know what? We're gonna have to do fire, sorry about that. Then we can, like, put it into a frame or whatever. Wow, this is fucking gorgeous. And then this is for what, a background? Whoa, that's perfect. I couldn't have done it better myself, and I did it. Alright, what does this do? Save data in 1. Yeah, fuck it, I don't know what that changes, but can we, like, change the zoom? Oh, we can zoom out, too. Interesting, it looks like a little trading card now. Huh. Wow, that's pretty as fuck. Yeah, we're gonna quit the doll maker. Wow. Well, I'm kind of glad we did that. And then this is, I guess we have to complete blood mode to unlock. So, what is blood mode? Now, I've been kind of like touch and go with this because I didn't want to out and out spoil it before it became time for it. But in new game, we now have blood mode. Experience new terrors in a different scenario. And if mode. Experience the ending from another perspective. So, blood mode is probably going to be shorter than the normal game. And if mode is like extremely short. So hopefully it doesn't like open up with like the opening credits crawl the same way that the regular mode did. Oh, okay. No, there is a fucking film filter on this. Why is it like this? Oh, I'm gonna probably have to change this, but this is fine. Okay, so Aya comes home and she has an apple. Look at this apple. It's so strange, isn't it? Welcome back, mistress. This is really reckless of these characters here. What a strange color that apple has. Yeah, it looks pretty purple. I was on my way home when an old lady in a black hood gave it to me. I wonder if it's the same old lady that drove that character to us. A black hood, that sounds suspicious. I wonder what it tastes like. No, you can't just eat shit that strangers give to you. I guess you're right, but hey, I just kind of want to check. All right, and then she takes a little chunk out of it. Very, as I said, irresponsible of her, and she blacks out. All right, well, GG. Mistress, oh, mistress, what rashness. Please hang on, mistress. And it should start the events of the original game. Wow, I really don't like this filter very much. Anyway, is this my room? I wonder, did I die? And then we explore, like, the room or whatever. Let's look. We've got the doll here, our favorite doll. I bet that brings back some memories. How nostalgic. Sorry for leaving you to sit here all alone. And then inside of the, well, I guess there's the plain dresser. Horace the trader. We got the red-eyed stranger, where we can pick up again the... I don't think there's a post-credit cutscene for this version. Like, for this whatever game. You know what I'm saying? Like this blood mode. Even this portrait is the same as back then. Mom, I'm here now because you protected me. Thank you. So we get kind of like an adult's perspective on the events of the games, an adult eye. So it's like a retrospective, honestly. Snowball the pet rabbit. Snowball, to think I'd get to meet you again. So it must have died some time ago. Oh, sleeping, huh? Alright, it's been so lonely without you. I guess the fact you're here must mean this is the afterlife, right? So she probably thinks that she's dead, not just like, that she's back home. But... the room feels cold all of a sudden. Must mean there's ghosts around. Ah, the night my fate forever changed. So we hear some screaming. Of course, that's our father. And I wonder if that scream was, and we've explored the room, so now we can step outside. Again, this is I don't know. You think back in your life, like big events that you've ever gone to, like not even important shit like this, but like I think sometimes about like, man, if I could just go on like a middle school field trip again to like a museum that I remember fondly, like how, oh my God, that would have been great. You know what? I might leave this filter on because this is like a back in time kind of thing. I don't know. It feels thematic to me. But anyway, and if I could go back in time and just live that again, I don't know. All right, so we've got the boy here, and because what we did does not match with what we want to do, I always wanted to meet you, she says. I never forgot for a second. So if you remember in the original game, she ran away. So unfortunately, we don't follow this boy. This is where we run away. And so since our memories don't match up with the way that things went and how things we would want them to go, if I had run away with him then, I wonder how my future might have changed. And we come back this way where the monsters are here and dip back into our room. And it looks like Ogre is here yet again. Some very interesting books you have here as ever. And maybe she doesn't recognize this guy. It's been a while, young lady. So he even remembers, and he's like, knows that he's in this past thing. How did you you survived, or else am I in the afterlife? We appear to be in a space born of someone's strong emotions. Your soul has been trapped here. At this rate, you may be unable to return to your own world. Oh, I don't want that. Maria will be left all alone. So she wants to return for Maria's sake. Then why did you bite into the apple? And she's like, oh, you know about that? This is me, Ogre. He's like, what a funny girl. Your soul still straddles the line of life and death. So this is like, she's like currently dying. If you wish to escape from here, destroy that which created this space. So I think that's either our father or our mother. I don't know that it so much matters, but all right. The thing that created this space, could it be Aya? I don't know if this is going to be our mom or our dad. I'm being called for, so somebody is calling for us, and we had better answer. Let's go. Game begin. Second game mode begin. Talk to crow, blah, blah. We know what the crows do. All right, so it's time to get crack-a-lackin'. I'm going to pop back into our room, the nursery. Weird to call it that now that we're an adult or whatever. Going to take Snowball along now that we have the kind of foresight for everything that we're going to need and stuff. We do get some cool skips, though. There's a dead cat in here. Woo. I want to point that out on both times that we kind of come through this game. Now, there's going to be another scream here. Nice. Thank you for that, madam. I guess we'll... Hey, I remember this code. Can we punch that in? A dial lock safe. It's locked and won't open. I don't remember the code. No, you don't remember. I remember it. Here's a diary we didn't have before. My heart is warmed to see my daughter grow up. I caught a rat yesterday and showed it to her, and she was so merry. I could have cried from delight. To think she enjoys it so. Perhaps she resembles her father in curiosity. I look forward to seeing her mature. Then this is another day. Simply unbelievable. I was sure he and I shared the same feelings. To think I was wrong. If he learns of my desire, he may just take her and flee. In that case, the only way I might raise her into a fine adult is to deceive him. I'll play the part of a dull, average mother. Not to worry, I'm sure she'll meet my expectations. So this is like so clearly a note from our mother, like a diary from our mother. And it's saying some things about like how our mom and our dad didn't have like different kind of perspectives on what we should be growing into. Maybe we should take another look at it. I was sure he and I share the same feelings. If he learns of my desires, he might take her and flee. In that case, the only way I might raise her into a fine adult is to deceive him. So, at least if you take this diary at its word, and there's no reason not to, I think we can mess with this bed. No, I thought we could for some reason. If you kind of take the diary at its word, and there's no reason not to, I suppose. Oh, hey, there's like a little girl on this sofa. Oh, and she disappeared. You know, our mother is like wants us to grow into like a fine adult, I guess. I don't know. This game has some weird, not even perspective issues, but like I don't know what everybody's incentives are and their motives and stuff. So, all right, we have the archives key, I think, which was to here. I mean, there is actually going to be chunks of this game I skip where there's like super repetitive shit that I just know is not that interesting. I don't know. I can think of like one or two big chunks that I'm going to kind of just skip. The flame egg, we have to read this. Same story as before. All right, and then gather torch materials, data on live experimentation, an old diary. I don't remember. Humans are beautiful, but that beauty soon fades. That is the law of this world, but I have overturned it. After years of research, I've found eternal beauty, a body that will never fade even in death. So this is probably talking about, you know, like dolls or whatever, making like somebody's body into a doll. My body, too, is nearing its limit. I must find a successor as soon as possible. And then more occult shit around. Here's a diary. This is a nightmare. How could this have happened? Killed a bird, just like, The rest of the pages are unreadable. And Ogre is here reading again. Data on live experimentation, where we can see the code memo inside of it. Got the code memo. Thank you very much, Aya. Oh, that's right. There's this little girl again. It's kind of endearing what we, Aya, do here in contrast to before. Like, we pushed her away, and I believe now she gives her a hug. So again, that's really sweet. Oh, don't worry. I'll take you to your mama, she says. All right, we'll pick it up. Solve the code for safe in bedroom. I think I remember the answer to this. Chandeliers, I know there's 4. This should be 2. This should be 8. 0. Cool. As long as nothing changed in this mode, and I don't think it does, we should be fine. I hear the rolling, so we better pop back here. Let this person with the cart roll by, this maid or whatever. Anyway, they bust by. Again, this is another area that I think that... I don't know. I take a lot of damage here, and it always worries me. Because I'm always so worried that, like, you know, I'm going to fail that and then have to redo it or whatever. Let's pop back into our mother's room. I just kind of like to get done with everything up here as soon as I can. I guess we could drop the pendant off, too, while we're in this room. No reason not to do that as well. This is her pendant, she says. So here comes the little girl. We drop her pendant off. They meet again. Colina, Mama. Ines was that other girl's name? Okay. And I always called her Karan for years. I don't know. It's just like weird changes of perspective, I guess, on the thing. Now that I'm an adult too, having played this game. All right. Inside, there should be a lamp, which we need. It has a nostalgic smell. A lamp and the perfume, right? And another thing we don't have to worry about in this mode is cutscenes. I'll take it as a good luck charm, all right, Mom? At least not nearly as many cutscenes as there were before. Whoa, there's a person on that bed. I think we can get grabbed here. Whoa, that's creepy. And then this is like a self-imposed QTE. Like, I obviously did not have to come back into this room and do this. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a thing like the rabbit where it just spit me out is the only reason that I did. So, my bad. And then that diary up in the top right, I don't think changes or anything, so I don't have to reread it. It just re-sparkles. Okay, let's do a loop around this right side. This time we have, what is it? The doll is broken. Oh, the doll is broken. And then this is a life-size doll, and we go down the stairs and we get pushed, and we definitely dodge out of the way, and it falls down like a dumbass. So even here in like this retroactive future, they're trying to like... our retroactive past, I guess, sorta. Like, the dolls are still all fighting in different ways, and Maria's room, her diary is here. I think this reads in a different way. Yesterday, I encountered a young boy. He was adorable and smaller than the mistress, but the moment he saw me, he ran off crying. Is my face that frightening? The mistress always seems scared of me as well. I suppose it's the eyes. Well, I'm sure that it's the mistress... Wait, I'm sure it's that the mistress dislikes me. So, obviously, Maria understands that like her place in here is like as a surrogate mother, and that's not what she intends to do, but that's how the girl sees it. Once more, the mistress went out to play in the woods nearby, yet just the other day she was terrified when a wolf chased her in those woods. That personality of hers strikes me as familiar. I guess her dad was probably a lot like that himself. All right, let's hop into the bathroom. We've got a gem to pick up here, of course, and we got to outrun this thing again. I'm a little bit worried, like if I didn't do that well. Oh, and I think one of these guys can salute you. Let me walk by him again. Damn it. Yeah, there he is. Hey, he saluted us. Cool. Let's see. We got hats in here, but I need a dagger, so there's nothing really that I can do in that room at this time. Yeah, let's go into this room here and up into the reception room. And do I want to... Oh, we'll pull the chair out this way. I'm going to just go ahead and push the chair up so that after we do this little QTE, I can immediately put the key into it. It's not that important. Like, clearly I'm not speedrunning this, but all right. Nice dodge, little lady. I don't know. I think it's cool that, like, the dolls are kind of all over the place in this game. Like, sometimes they're trying to kill you. Sometimes they're trying to kill each other. Sometimes they're trying to kill our father. They're just fucking crazy, everybody here. Including the monsters that are trying to kill us, if you can believe it. So now we got a dagger. Oh, yeah, here's, like, a little cutscene. These are new cutscenes. Now, Aya, that's no good. You can't treat living things like toys. And the girl says, well, why not? Because it'll cause you pain. She's like, but I'm not hurting. It's like trying to explain to little kids what it means to cause something to suffer. You'll know what pain I mean when you're older. And when you're hurt, it hurts me too. That little bird's crying in pain, you see. So she has like a bird, and she's like, how should I make the pain go away? You say, I'm sorry to the bird. Go on, say you're sorry. She apologizes, and that is all that's said about that. All right, let's take a look here. We have the dagger, so we might as well go get the rag, or the cloth it is. Okay. Oh, it's just a doll falling out. I was like, I'm going to interact with it, but this feels like another thing where I just get grabbed and penalized for it. But nope, thankfully that was not the case. Cool, we got a cloth, and I am out of that room. I think that all we have to do is like this lower area now. Let's start with the cafeteria. I can't remember if we actually have to do anything here. I haven't saved in a minute, so we'll go ahead and save. Oh yes, here is one of the gems. And then this is where we have like a doll creep out of the... Yep, out from behind the curtain, the red doll as it was before. Probably similar to the thing that's trying to kill us. Alright, we can drop this gem down. We wake the dog up. Same as before. Second verse, same as the first. Like I said, we're kind of getting into some repetitive gameplay. The puzzles are a lot like this, which is nice because they like let you skip big chunks of the puzzle. So, like that, like doing the switchboard puzzle thing, like where I have to move like a 3x3 grid or whatever. I can just insta skip that now, so that's nice. I just want to kind of see if she says anything about this. Yeah, see, it's that brown-haired girl now. So I wonder if like that's kind of like haunting our memories or whatever now, is that this like brown-haired girl. I don't know. I don't... Years ago, people like were grasping at straws for like little like story elements in this game that like don't get fully answered. And then years later, this person like... did what they did in this game in like this remake that answered a lot of questions. And then, but at the same time, it just included like a lot of new questions too. And that's kind of where I sit on the thing, is like, I don't know, we got new story elements and some things have changed and stuff. And I don't know, there's a lot going on across their games. So, I don't know. I hope things are kind of going well with I hope this person just makes another game. It doesn't even have to be RPGMaker. Like I said, years ago, I had oh yes, we're hearing crying. I just wanted to come light this this torch up. I think I just heard a voice. No, years ago, I had like a idea of like making a game. Like I thought it would be cool. So it's an idea of like this guy who like travels to, like he's kind of like that devil character ogre in a little way. Your father murder, and what you would do is like it's kind of like if you ever played Mass Effect 2, if you remember how at the very beginning of that game, you're like recruiting all these people into your team. You would like catch people in like bad positions, like like that doctor, for example. Like you would catch him like almost dying and like nurse him back, and then you would get like your introductory team like him, and then maybe like another guy who was like, I don't know, in like being arrested, and then you like help him. I don't know. I never like fleshed it out that much, but I thought it would be cool to have like a like build yourself up a team of like just people of different like kind of criminal-ish skill sets. Not criminals necessarily, but like evil people, and then like you have them do something. It's sort of similar a little bit to like Dispatch these days. So another flashback. Maria, if anything should happen to me, then I entrust everything to you. Please protect that girl in my stead. So I don't know if we saw this in the main game. I don't know that it even matters. You've grown strong. That's why you're my assistant. Whatever you say. I don't need to know about my dad's trysts, but thank you very much. Oh, hey, we don't have a cutscene of our dad getting pulled back here. Like I said, lots of just kind of where they skip stuff. This guy finally was able to break out of that little tube or whatever. Okay, I'll talk to this guy. Where's the body? Yeah, I don't know. I thought that would be cool for like a game. I have like this big notepad of ideas, like different little cool ideas for like like game elements and stuff like that. And I have it squared away. So if I ever wanted to get into like game design or whatever, I have some like good ideas. I just am not good at art, and I'm not very good at coding. Sometimes you can get around it, like people who use like these RPGMaker engines, for example, are generally people who are successful at it are actually not very good at coding a lot of the times, which is fortunate for me, because it's like, there's hope at the end of the thing. Like if you just put in enough effort, you still might be good enough to make a good game. But I don't know. The door is firmly shut. So this cutscene, same as before, more or less. I don't even think we say anything. Help the girl who lost her eyes. Yes, sir. All right, so that's where the 2 wooden barriers are. Like I said, we're just briskly going to go through the game here. I think this is a different charm this time. Good luck charms. No, that's the kiss one. Boy birthing charm. So this is an interesting one. An interesting detail to add in the blood mode. Girls are cute, but sometimes you just want a healthy boy. For this, use the boy birthing charm. This charm is very simple. First, make your bed covers a faded blue color. Then just pray every night before bed. This alone increases the chance of birthing a boy. Isn't that wonderful? I always wondered if there was a way, actually, like, because I'm not like super scientifically minded, but I wondered if there was any way to actually, you know, influence like whether or not you have like a boy or a girl, or I don't think there is. I think it's like the genetics of the thing is like so precise that there's probably no way to mess with it. I did think it was funny. I was thinking of this the last time that I'd played and read that too. And I was thinking of fucking Dwight Schrute from The Office whenever he was like talking about how he wanted like a boy. And so the woman that he gets pregnant in that, Angela, he's like, okay, your womb has to be at like 110 degrees. Nah, it couldn't have been that hot, but like, I don't know, like 90 degrees for this long, and then like 60 degrees for this long, like for the first 3 months, and then 60 degrees for the next 6 months. And she's like, we're not doing that, Dwight. I don't know. Of course, I don't know. I think charms, I don't speak down on people who like charms and, well, what's it called? Like horoscopes and stuff. I don't, what do I want to say about that? I've mentioned this before in like another playthrough, but, I used to actually really like the idea of horoscopes, even if I never fully bought into them. And I remember my birthday, my dad and my mom, and of course there's a document that says exactly when I was born, but my dad and my mom always like bickered back and forth about when exactly I was like born and stuff. Whoa, the spooky face again. And so it wasn't clear to me if I was born on one day or another day, and it was those 2 days were like on a like the transition period between 2 horoscopes. I don't know. I'll just say like, is Libra and Virgo, are those like side by side? It doesn't really matter to me. But so the idea is it was between 2 days, and my birthday is obviously on like a specific day, and so I used to read horoscopes, and I would just pretend like either of them was the one that was mine, whichever one felt more personal to me. Whoa! We got attacked by a doll there. I wasn't expecting that. Whichever one felt more personal to me at the time. So, like, if I liked, I don't know, Libras, I would, like, pick that one. If I liked Virgos, I would pick that one. And then I started doing that across the board for horoscopes. I would, like, look at every month, and I would be like, well, maybe I like Leos today. Maybe I'll just pick Leos. And then it started to occur to me, I was like, well, any of these could apply to me, and they could apply to anybody. And it's not like anybody's going to be making their bank off of horoscopes or anything like that. But at the same time, like, I don't know, it feels disingenuous. Like, okay, I can pull the horoscopes from August 23rd, 1993, right? And, there's probably one horoscope in that batch of 12 that applies to me today, right now. And something about that feels disingenuous to participate in. I don't know. I like straddle the fence. Like, whoa, there was a person walking behind us there for a split second. I'm not like super, like hyper scientifically minded. I do think there's a lot to like, well, personally, there's like esoteric knowledge in the world that like, it kind of makes it hard to, I don't know how much of that I want to talk about. That not moving at all. So we kill the girl with this chainsaw. That's how you get rid of her, and you can continue on in this game now. Solve the looping passage. Well, we just did just that. So again, these puzzles are really consolidated. I don't know. There's something. I don't want to like say anything like too controversial in that regard. Like what I believe in and exactly how much and why not. But I'm very accepting of like a lot of beliefs kind of across the board, like whether you're a person that's like fuck horoscopes, I think they're bullshit, or whether you're a person that's like, hey, you want to do our star charts or whatever. Like I think either of those are fun. I think it's fun to participate in those things even if you don't necessarily believe in them, because I don't know, it's like the same way my parents always worried about me whenever I grew up while I was growing up, that like just because I liked video games I couldn't like disconnect from the reality that, like, you know, they weren't real. Oh, hey, there's a doll in there. Now, what does this note say? Found a scrap of paper, just like my old self, killing solely out of interest, and it must run in the family. I wonder who that's talking about. Killing solely out of interest, and it must run in the family. But, like, my parents always worried how much I liked playing games as a kid, that I wouldn't be able to, understand the difference between, like, reality and games. And so, like, you know, I don't know, they just worried about that. And I can kind of understand that a little bit. Like, you know, maybe I, like, don't realize that I can't just, like, jump on my trampoline, like, up and down and then jump off the trampoline. Like, I'll hurt myself that way. But I can do it in a video game or something like that. Or that, like, you know, I can step on the turtles in Mario, but, like, I can't step on a porcupine outside. Like, it doesn't hurt anything. I kind of understand what their problem with it was. But, like, that's how I feel softly about, like, you know, things like horoscopes and stuff like that. It's like, it's fun to participate in. Me personally, like, hey, the old man has a satisfied expression, so he doesn't die in this version of things. Oh, I think I'm getting better at this puzzle a little bit. Yeah, again, I just have to do it like, nope, I did it wrong. I have to do it like, the opposite of how I want to do it, so I'll never get it done the first try, I guess. No, what was I just saying? Oh, I was talking about, like, so believing in horoscopes obviously isn't going to, like, ever hurt anybody or anything like that, but, like, at the same time, I don't put too much, like, if I had a horoscope that particularly upset me, I'm just like, okay, this is obviously just like a horoscope. It's not, oh, I used the wrong key here. It's just a horoscope. It's not that big a deal. It shouldn't hurt my feelings. I shouldn't like not go out with my friends tonight because the horoscope said to be wary of, like, meeting new people or whatever like that. They might be, they're only out to harm you this evening. Like, it's super easy to to like come back to reality like that. Which is why I don't mind kind of participating in the thing. And even if it's almost like false hope a little bit, like in yourself, like you feel a little bit like, okay, you know, up ahead, you can't make a sound because if you do, oh, I thought for some reason she dodged it this time. Blah. I don't think anything changes this time. I think it's just the exact same. I don't know, maybe I'm not going to skip anything because I just kind of want to talk about random bullshit for a little bit while I kind of have you here. So I can show you exactly what changes and what doesn't in this game. Alright, so this is where the doll fell down to attack us, and then this other doll stabbed it from behind. I don't know, it's just like, I feel like I have made a good case, and then, like, I've slowly meandered that case to being dog shit now, but I don't know, it's fun to participate in stuff like that. I've had, like, you know, different, like, I don't know if you'd call them girlfriends in life, but, like, you know, people in life that were, like, interested in me and I was interested in them, and then they would, like, do our star charts together and stuff like that and be like, okay, you know, like, we're compatible with these times and for these reasons, or like, we're not super compatible but we can try to make it work or whatever. And I don't know, there's another guy who, and I've wanted to cover him for a little bit, but there's this guy who made an old school program. Fuck, what's his name? He made this program called Daedalus, and I have, like, tons of his videos archived and stuff like that. Oh, hey, another cutscene between our mother this time and Dio. You're the only one I can count on, she says. Protect her for me. Let's get back to the game. I feel like I've kind of dipped away from the game too much. May you be smiled upon. Okay, so she blesses him much the same way that we've been blessed by her. I'm going to guess that there's probably not going to be the guy choking us cutscene here, but I am going to go ahead and get the napkin as I am expected to here. Man, we're making really good time. I'm keeping my eye on the clock here. Now, again, this is like a replay through. They're cutting out the fat in a lot of, you know, that sense. So I'm thinking this might take, I don't know, 45 minutes. The main game was like 2 hours or so. And then the if DLC, or not DLC, but like alternate mode is going to take 15 minutes or so. So it should square out to be like right around 3 hours long. I guess it depends on how much I need to cut and stuff like that. But, alright, so we feed the boy, and I'm pretty certain nothing really changes here. He gives us a napkin. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have talked about horoscope stuff like that, especially while nothing is really going on. I should have talked about something more interesting than just like horoscopes and stuff, but I don't know. I like to straddle the fence in that regard. Oh, we are being attacked by something. Oh, it is the fucking church guy. Oh yeah, but this one is just like as simple as dodging out of the way. Like we don't have to do the quick time event or whatever. But this does like, you know, close, like we can't get through it, and then we got to bash this button. Cool. I'm glad we didn't need a reason to get knocked out and then moved back to the church and then moved into a room and, hey, Ogre, what's up? The passage was cluttered, so his dialogue doesn't seem like it's changed. So we're going to speed run this. Not really, but, you know, we'll take the spear and give it to the, whatever that is. Looks like a cool knight. And was there anything else I needed? Oh, we had to square away the bouquet. That's right. I know in the next room, clearly, that we have that blonde lady's head that I have to cut off, or the doll for, you know, it's interesting to think about it now, like that this was surely like some kind of like a cult family, and for some reason they were trying to find like eternal life, and they unfortunately found it in dolls, is what it seems like to me. I would like to sit down and like, honestly, interviewing the guy who made this game would be sweet. It would also be cool, like, if I could just get an idea, like, is this guy going to ever make games again? But it's another thing where, like, I don't necessarily know, whoa, this definitely didn't happen last time, I feel like the door just opened last time. I don't know. It's a thing where I wonder, like, if they even speak English, and if we'd be able to have, like, a good conversation with one another. And I'm sure there's a million people who've tried to get in contact with this person, so. Alright, so I can't remember. Yeah, it does appear that this is, I think this is like a story about our father, basically. So he just grew up and he had all these like predilections as a little kid to like hurt animals and stuff. This is almost like a story walkthrough at this point, so we might as well treat it as that. And he had like this, again, like a predilection to hurt animals, and he knew that it was wrong in a certain sense of the word, but he didn't really care. He hid animals away, and I don't know, what do we got coming up? His first kill was his mother, as we see here. I guess I'll take the kitchen knife and give it to him. Get this, like, you know, whatever, like get this scene all set so that we can continue on. Alright, she has the clean, pretty face. Then we can keep going. Alright, and then he, like, let's see. I killed my mother. I got scared and ran away. I wanted to forget everything, but I couldn't forget mother's pretty dead face. I killed another. I eventually got addicted to seeing people's dead faces. And so he just became addicted to killing people. It's something in him, right? And then, like, we've got these notes about, like, you know, how similar we are to our father, or how similar we are to somebody. And I don't know. We've got some... we've got that weird cutscene with that girl at the end of the game from before, if you remember, where, like, we're clearly saying some weird things to her. And then we have this cutscene with, like, our daughter, or not our daughter, but between the doctor and, you know, whoa, that's fucking really spooky looking. Do you think you can make me better? I have a dream, you know. I want to be a doctor like you. I want to help people suffering from the same illness as me. Do you think I can do that? Hey, doctor. Oh, man, she looks really sad. Whoa, spooky. I want to keep living. You don't always get what you want, I guess, in life. I see we've got a note to read here. I wonder... Mom's perfume is gone, so we've got to do this bullshit again. But at least this time... Well, I kind of... It sucks because I did want to talk to Karan as our adult self, but I found a dead cat in her drawers, hiding it in a dresser, exactly as I used to. The girl's sure to follow my same path. She seems to hope for that as well. But I cannot let that happen. If her wish came true, then my treasure, she would be dirtied. Yes, there's no other way than this. I'm sure she won't accept it, but I've already decided, so she won't make the same mistakes as I. So this, like, humanizes our father a little bit. So our father found that dead cat that's in our drawer. I've opened it up in both playthroughs now, where we open up the drawer, there's a dead cat in there, and you think it's, like, supposed to be some spooky thing with the Haunted Mansion, but no, it's, like, there because we put it there, like, as the little girl Aya. And he's like, the girl's sure to follow my footsteps. She seems to hope for that to happen as well. So she here means our or his wife, so that the mother there wants that to happen. Again, like, we're getting this fucking flipping of positions where our dad was just trying to fucking kill us, and now we have the mother who's like apparently wants us to grow up to be like a murderer, or at least of animals or whatever. But I cannot let that happen, he says. If her wish came true, then my treasure, she would be dirtied. Talking about the little girl, like, you know, she would be sullied from killing all these people. Yes, there's no other way than this. I'm sure she won't accept it, but I've already decided, so she won't make the same mistakes as I. So, like, the dad even knows he's like a fucking nut a little bit, and he's like, yeah, I don't want her to grow up to be, you know, kind of crazy in the same way that I am or whatever. So I'm not just gonna like let her kill animals, or I'm gonna try to talk to her. And then we have that cutscene from earlier, which it was a flashback with the father and Aya, where he's talking about, like, you know, you can't just like torture these animals or whatever. You got to say sorry. He's like, it'll hurt you as you become an adult. And that's all that he's saying there is like, oh, poor thing. So he got you. So you can't come over to this world just yet. I'll free you. So, you know, she's like keeping him here so that he can do something. Again, we'll get even more kind of context to this like soon enough in the if mode, but for now, just kind of know that like he was almost he got his eye ripped out. That's all you kind of need to know for right now. Oh, and we've got the doll here chasing us. This is really fucking funny to me. So we like keep the door like held back, and eventually like she stops banging on it. Whew, thank goodness, did it stop? And then what we can do is we can actually open the door, and she's still standing there, and we just close it. Nobody even moves close to one another. Murderer. Oh, yeah, I guess we are a murderer. I forgot about that. So, I need to activate our mother's perfume. I forgot about that. Do the perfume. I don't know. So, like, you know, we're like a murderer. It's in like our kind of DNA or whatever to be, or like our nature versus nurture. It's like in our nature to be like hurting things, and Aya seems to at least kind of justify it, I would guess, based on what she says, because like she wants to kill things that are like suffering, like that girl who came to her for like help, like as a doctor or whatever. But I said this about like this disgrace of the Dravis family. I said this also about like the witch's house, right? Is like clearly you have to like let some people go, right? Yeah, we need to open this so that I don't get fucked later on. Clearly you have to like heal some people and then let them go for the word to spread that you're a free clinic, right? So what'd she do? Just like sometimes kill people, sometimes don't kill people. Maybe she only kills like terminally ill people, like, you know, that girl who's been kind of haunting us in the mansion this time. Get away from the killer doll. Don't worry. We're gonna do everything we have to. I'm gonna sleep in the coffin. It's kind of cool. I didn't think I was going to be able to get through this with having used no continues. Fortunately enough, though, I was able to, and because of that, we've got all the illustrations unlocked at the end of this game. Once, of course, I beat all these little extra modes and stuff. So, here we are with the herbicide again. Put it on the these plants. Oh, I forgot to open it. Sorry, I was in such a damn hurry. Oh, she feels really close to me, but I know that she insta runs to the door no matter what. So, all right, run from the killer doll. Put this robot in front of that. All right, I need to make... Oh, I don't feel like I made very good time here. Ooh, we made good enough time. And I already talked about how this feels like the Dravis kind of family lineage in this room, so I don't have to readdress that. Okay, so we have this blonde doll that was stopping us from before. Hey, the Ines character is walking behind us, and the barrier is still here. I just kind of want to show all that stuff off. I don't want to miss anything here. You know, if there's like little details or whatever. Ines. That's so weird. I can't remember why VG Person ever translated it the way they did. And it turns out VG Person is the person, I haven't mentioned it yet in this playthrough, but like back in the day, there was this person that went around like translating all these like really good games that were in, I can't remember if it's Chinese or Japanese, into English for like a greater audience to enjoy. And they did like Mad Father, Ib. I'm gonna save in a different save. I don't know. I would just feel better if I did. Mad Father, Ib. Witch's House, Misao. They translated all these games, and not that it matters, don't misunderstand me, but like I was surprised to find out that that's apparently a girl. So I always figured VG Person was a dude. It's kind of like what do they say, like it's a real long-winded stupid joke that's like what, wow, fuck, how does that stupid ass joke go? It's such an old dumb joke, but it's like you make like all this premise about like, you know, you go see a doctor and like they're trying to help you out and stuff like that, like medically, and then you get all the way to the end of the joke and then you go like, now why did you assume that the doctor was a man? Like the other person doesn't even have to say anything. You just like, that's your punchline or whatever. You go like, now why did you assume the doctor was a man? It's not like, I don't know. It's not that good of a joke, I guess, if I can't even remember the punchlines of the thing, but it's like, it's a better Nate than Lever joke, if you know that one. Better Nate Than Lever is a classic where you set up this like fucking huge long ass joke, and I mean like the best version of it online is like where you read for like pages and pages. Is basically like a fucking novella, and scalpels are stabbed into the doll. This doll looks very rough looking, but hey, at least it isn't Ines. Hey, the other dolls are also fucked up here too. I thought there was something else kind of to see here. Maybe not. I guess we can just kind of, whoa, then her eye looked at us. Creepy. Oh, hey, the dog's here eating again. I guess I shouldn't have expected anything else. I don't remember what I was just talking about. Probably nothing important then. Better Nate Than Lever. That's a fucking really... So you set up like this premise on like pages and pages about like a snake in the desert and it's crawling across and you're, like, you know, it's like days and days this thing goes, and then like it meets all these people and all these different characters, and then at the end of the joke, like you're supposed to say like better late than never. Like that's like what you would assume that they would say. You're like, hey, but then we get to the end here and better Nate Than Lever. So you like, even at the end of setting all that premise up, like the idea I think is that you like fuck up the joke. And so it's kind of like, wow, fuck, I can't think of the name of it, but it's like it's like a dirty joke about like, ooh, I was worried that one didn't hit. It's a dirty joke about like, the aristocrats. That's right. That's the name of the joke. It's like a fucking. It's like a family comes into a like to act like they're like a trapeze family, and it's so fucking dirty. Like Norm Macdonald actually did that joke. Like he like has like a version of it that's really funny, but it's like really disgusting. And it's like the whole family, and it's like just very fucking gross. And the whole joke in that one is like, see how long you can get the audience to keep going with you, like while you're just kind of being like gross, you know what I'm saying? Like to keep the audience along with you this whole time where you're like saying all this like grossly sexual stuff, and then at the end of it you're like, the aristocrats. You know, the audience has long since lost you. They're like booing at you. They're like, Jesus, this fucking joke sucks. And you know, like, man, this is just a dirty joke. Like there's no point to any of this or whatever. I don't want to uproot it. I almost clicked uproot. Take the pot. That's what I get for getting kind of in my bullshit mood. Alright, let's fucking go put this mandrake up. And I was reading the wiki on this, and like apparently this is a mandrake. It just goes by another name also. So that's good. I've never been like a scientifically named thing. I did think it was cool that in Skyrim they call the vampirism virus like by like a genus species name, Sanguine Vampirus. I remember always... Excuse me, thinking that was pretty neat. What did I need to... Oh, we need to scalpel this motherfucker, and then we'll get the bone and be able to get the last of the gems. I guess it doesn't really hurt for me to get the gems. I don't know. I was looking at speed runs of this game because, quite honestly, I was looking for a save of this game after I'd fucked it up, and I wanted to see the true ending. But then I realized I'm going to have to go back and do the part where... you can actually get the key off Maria, and you read the fucking journal and stuff like that. So, alright, we'll grab the gem off this little guy. Can I kill these other guys? No. I just wondered what I would do if that guy got in my way. What else was I don't think I was thinking any important. I'm not going to get tricked by that door again. We can save. We're getting very near to the end here. I'm going to... drop this doll into this room. Oh, that's right, it's locked, of course. Incinerator key. So we have a bone and a creepy doll currently. I don't even think that there's no more there's not any more preamble about like throwing the doll in here, other than the fact that like, whoa, I can't believe this was underneath the house, and it's reminding us like we have to burn the doll in the magma underneath of the house. Alright, I'm going to throw the doll in there, and we should be free to continue on. So I'm not certain Apparently this like, oh hey, there's the Ines character on top of the barrel. I'm gonna try and call her by the right name. I mean, it doesn't make sense for me to just like completely ignore whatever the creator has said, right? I am gonna save. I don't think we have any trouble coming up, but you know, if we do, I can handle it. So this is like another, like you saw how there was like this dead cat here, and now Aya is like singing over top of it. And we talked to her, and the cat is gone, and young Aya is gone. So did she kill the cat? I mean, probably, right? I don't know that it matters because it's pretty fucking clear that she's like a killer, but all right. And then we go up here. Wait, I can't even get in this room, can I? Wait a minute. No. This isn't even the room I need in anyway. It is this room that I need in. We give the dog a bone, and we get our last gem. Again, not so sure that it matters. Oh, I was talking about, like, some people have had, like, a really glitchy time with this, content that I'm going to show here in a minute. I guess I shouldn't have prefaced it so soon because I forgot that we have like 2-3 really long ass rooms to get through first. But we're going to come up on like this, I think it's called like love letter or something like that. It's definitely way easier to get it in this mode than it is in the like old school mode, because this game does come packaged with the old version of this game and the new one. Apparently this is like a love letter, like you can get this as the achievement for the love letter. I don't know. So I am gonna go ahead and say this is our mom, right, so that we can have like the idea of this thing. Okay, dear Mr. Joachim Redder, I was deeply intrigued by your article. Is it true you killed 10 people in one night? I would love for us to meet and chat. I await your reply. And she has a doll here. A doll left on the floor. Doesn't seem it was treated with much care. Can we talk to her? Scattered letters addressed to a prison. The names indicate they're meant for separate men. So apparently Monica was like mailing to all of these like prisoners and stuff. My aunt's life has come to an end. It appears to have been suicide. No doubt she couldn't bear the family's persecution. Poor auntie. If only you'd obeyed the rules, your shame wouldn't have been exposed. I can't understand what auntie was thinking. We're giving rights to people whose lives have no value. Surely becoming a sacrifice for the Dravis family will let you leave more of a mark on the world. So what I get from this is like, our aunt her aunt killed herself, like our mom's aunt, so our great aunt. She killed herself because it was coming to light that like they were doing all this experimentation and stuff. Monica anyway was. So, or her family anyway. Like I think she's kind of young in this, like, and hasn't picked up the family business, so to say, yet. And it sort of seems like her aunt blew the whistle on that shit. My dear grandfather has left for heaven. On his deathbed, he entrusted everything to me, telling me to look after the Dravis home. No doubt he wanted me to finally fulfill the long-sought ambitions of the Dravis lineage. Understood, grandfather. I take it all upon myself. Ah, what am I to do? My heart won't stop racing from the thrill of being entrusted with forbidden research. What a wondrous thing. So once again, our mom seems to be the one that has the hard on for this fucking research shit. Not so much our dad. Grandmother told me that I shouldn't take grandfather's last request seriously. According to her, eternal beauty has to do with leaving descendants. So we didn't read this in the last thing, but apparently our family has been looking for eternal beauty forever. However, I want to honor grandfather's wish. Yes, yet of course grandmother's as well. So she has like this sort of divide in herself where she's like, well, I want to like, have eternal beauty the way that my granddad did, but at the same time my grandmother says this isn't the way. Per grandfather and grandmother's wishes, Aya's growing up nicely, so she concedes and she's like, okay, what do I come up with? I can't make people into dolls. I can't give them immortality that way, and I also don't want to give up the dream. So what are we going to do? I suspect grandfather would have made her study all throughout the days. She's talking about her daughter. I want to see out his wish, but I don't want to make Aya suffer, so I will continue to let her be free. I'm sure it'll be fine, however. I believe in her. So I know she'll become a fine successor to the Dravis name. So honestly, the dominoes are kind of falling where they should be for Monica, because like, she doesn't want to hurt her daughter, like, implicitly make her into a doll or whatever, the way that, you would think with eternal beauty. She just kind of wants to let her grow up, and even though she's like a psychopath or whatever, just kind of let it go. All right, so fresh rope with no sign of use. I don't know what that is necessarily. A letter. Why will you not reply? I understand you're busy, but I just want the slightest reply. Do you doubt me, perhaps? My feelings are real. I would never lie about them. I adore you. I love you. Perhaps you'll hate me for writing it, but when I see your madness, my heart flutters. When we first met, you tried to kill me. Just as I was about to die, my heart was pounding. I shiver even thinking back on it, but the feelings are not of fear. They are of love. But it is still a mystery to me. Why didn't you kill me? I have an idea as to why. Perhaps I am someone special to you? No, forgive my thoughts. I just want you to know my love is genuine. Oh yes, I've included a map to my house with this letter. Please come if you're so inclined. I'm sure my mansion will surprise you. It used to be a base for a religious group, so they've left many interesting things here. I would love to show them to you. I'll be awaiting always. So, I think our father is meant to be just some fucking nutcase in prison that she, like, met and or maybe like mailed, but then at the same time, like, you know, he met with our mother and then like tried to kill her or whatever, and then like stopped suddenly, and she's been kind of riding that high for a little bit. But I do think this is our dad, though. Like, I think that the ordering of things back there is a little bit sideways, but it's not super fucked up. I do think that this is our dad. It wasn't like our mother had us with a different guy and then met this fucking nutcase. I don't think it's like that. All right, jump into the other world. No going back. So we end up in here. I don't think we actually get like any heartfelt goodbyes or anything like that. I do think we get a little bit of, you know, I don't know. I can't remember. I guess maybe we'll just see how things go. Once again, we're back in the Kingdom Hearts tutorial world. This is the magic water, and we go through the portal back out of here almost immediately, and we are in this secret room where our mom's corpse was before and the mad father was. So things do kind of change up a little bit here. We call out to him like, oh, hey, father. So we're going to have a different perspective, and he sees us differently as well. Sure enough, it's you, father. And he says, oh, you've grown. I missed you. I missed you too. So we too have missed one another, but he's still fucking crazy, this motherfucker. Sure enough, I can't change how I feel. You know, she still loves her dad and all that, so, what do we want to do? I guess I better save, right? We'll save on a new slot, just in case I need it. I've got my ass kind of burned after, you know, that last bout of fucking things up. So I'm not going to sit here and try this door too hard or anything. I'm just, because this is like a scripted segment, so helping me out again, huh? She says, thank you. Oh, and he's still bashing on the door. I'm not even going to try to mess with that door. So my question is, like, are both our parents fucking nutcases? I mean, clearly they are. We've got our dad trying to kill us, and our mom who's, like, you know, spouting all this bullshit about, like, you know, eternal beauty and stuff like that, and then, like, saying that she hopes that we end up, like, or like, the dad's, like, note says that, you know, the mom is hoping that we end up like her in terms of like hurting animals. So not only is our dad like a fucking crazy murderer that's hurting things, but our mom is too. Man, so much going on in this fucking story that like it's hard for me to keep track of. That's why like earlier I was saying that, like, you know, just imagine that everybody in this room fucking sucks. Maria, given the correct opportunity, would like hurt us and like make us into a doll. Our dad would do it. Our mom like wanted us to grow up to be a murderer. Aya does grow up to be a fucking murderer. Oh man, these guys, none of them have a chance. I'm not very good at like dodging this attack. I can do the first dodge, that's not hard, but it's like this second dodge I'm not very good at. Alright, well, at least we got the mini chainsaw, which we can use to continue on. I like that our dad is kind of nonplussed by this, but if he is not surprised to see us, I'm going to assume that it is like his wish. Like that's why we ended up in this situation. It wasn't our mom that wanted to see us necessarily, because we don't even really get to see her. Hey, there was like a little blue dress woman. I wonder if that was our mom. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe that I get, is it's like our dad's like wish to kind of see us and interact with us, and he's like obsessed with us still, obviously by the what was it? Oh, there go my britches again. Fuck. He's like obviously obsessed with us because he like made a clone of us, and you know, it seems to me like that is just his crazy ass, you know, back from the dead or whatever. So, you know, we're talking to him having both experienced the events of the game. So why am I running when I only have one wish? And he is going to be on the the altar. Once again, this crazy nut job. That's enough of our game of tag, Aya. I have to keep you still, don't I? But he is saying the same thing, so maybe not. I didn't want to hurt you, Aya. It's a shame, but I can cover your leg with a skirt. Ah, not this shit again. Don't worry. Father and Aya will always be together now. No, he's saying the same thing. I don't know. I still feel like I'm kind of right. I love you too, Father. And then I think there hasn't been a single day I wasn't reminded of you and Mother. Oh, she misses the two of them. I want to be with you both, so you can do as you like. So, like, you know, she kind of assumes that they're both dead or whatever, and she's ready to die to join them. That voice, Maria, please open your eyes, mistress. And then she's like, oh shit, that's right, Maria's still alive. I can't fucking die yet. We have the magic water. There's only one ending to this, so you can't, like, do anything differently. I believe we hug our dad. It's kind of endearing, this ending. This one's okay. And we dump the magic water on him or whatever and banish him. And it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because this is like his curse on us almost a little bit. And so, like, the magic water breaks curses. It broke our mom's curse, and now it's breaking our dad's curse. All right, I understand now why you wanted to turn me into a doll, because living is so painful, but you can't stop me. What happened that day is burned into my mind. I couldn't forget it even if I wanted to. That must be the curse of the Dravis family. Yeah, kind of that, and being a fucking psycho whack job. I'm gonna live, Father. I'll go on carrying this curse for your sake, too. And then, whatever. It doesn't matter. Aya, be happy. I don't know if that's our dad saying it. I would presume so, though, because we haven't heard fucking jack diddly squat from our mother in this DLC. So, I keep calling it DLC, the alternate mode or whatever. So we did collect all the gems. Again, I don't think there's going to be a post-credit cutscene or whatever. And she's like, mistress. So she took us in here to bed. Oh, wow, this is really sweet. Look at that room. That's a beautiful room. A candle between the two beds so they can keep an eye on one another. Maria looks upset because clearly we were probably dying. So the antidote worked. Thank goodness. And she's like, I'm sorry for worrying you. She's like, if you think I'll let you get off with a sorry, you're sorely mistaken. Very funny, because she basically just, like, ate fucking poison. Oh, man. I can't stand for such suffering befalling you, mistress. I shall find that old woman in the black hood and terminate her. So this is a cool perspective from Aya. I don't fully trust it, but it's what she says. I'm sure that old lady was a god of death. Sure enough, the gods are watching us. So, I don't know. It's cool if you trust her perspective, but, like, I don't know where Aya's getting that fucking from. As much as we resist, I doubt we can escape, but I'm fine with that. Whatever awaits us in the future, I'm ready to accept all of it. Maria, even being as I am, will you stay with me? Oh, man. You'd ask me that after all this time? It's kind of crazy. Maria doesn't look that older. She looks fuller, I guess, kind of. But maybe that's like my mind playing a trick on me, because I doubt that they bothered to draw her again. Of course, Aya's been drawn all kinds of different and stuff, but... All right, I think that is it. Aya, may you be smiled upon. Yes, the blessing for eternal happiness or good luck or whatever. Oh, man. I am glad to be done with that. We fucking flew through that. I don't think there's anything to see here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut either to the main menu or an additional scene. I'll see you in a minute. Nope, no new stuff, it doesn't look like. So it took me just under an hour. A blood mode, 20 out of 20 gems collected. Come on, I don't get to see my new pretty doll model that I made. Whatever. I don't think there's a post credits cutscene, even though I got that. Hey, look, we got a nice new background there with a blonde doll and an adult Aya. So I want to take a look at, I'm just going to dip in here real quick. I want to see, is it main illustrations, now that we've unlocked that. So we can set a main illustration, like whatever we want as the background. This is the base game, I think. This is the, once you get a bad end. No, this is base game. And then, I don't know. But if we do this deathless, we get this cool background of our father that I want to show off. Yes, quit the museum. We're good. We're squared away. And then I can show off the, it looks cool, I guess. It's a cool side profile. You never see the father at a side profile. So I'm going to turn the noise filter off because we're going to do the if mode now. Whoa, I don't want to load anything. New game, if. This is really short, so experience the ending from another perspective. So this time, our playable character is different, and the things we participate in are different. It's very weird. So this takes place at the end of the game. Mistress, please come too. So this is like I think if I'm remembering right, there was like a very brief little time where she like passed out, and then like all of a sudden we're in like the main hall walking out of here. So that this is like the interim between those two times a little bit. I guess we're gonna rest up here in this room. How's Aya? She's sleeping soundly. Just leave her be for a while. Right. All right. So, she's asking if we'll be fine, and then he's like, "Hey, I'm already dead. I'm gonna be just okay. Are you truly a dead person?" He's like, "What?" She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You seem different from the other corpses. Probably because they have like more. I don't know. He seems to, well, one, be the only nice motherfucker we've met, but at the same time, like, he's not like." He's got something about him a little bit. Don't worry about it. I probably would have done the same thing. She's apologizing for throwing daggers at us earlier, and she's calling out for Maria. Let's always be together. Oh, how endearing. Is she awake? No, I think she was talking in her sleep. Excuse me. What are we going to do now, I wonder? Not to mention you. Weak corpses are only being kept alive by the power of the curse. Once it's gone, I'm sure I'll vanish. Even when you've helped us so, I can't do anything for you. I'm sorry. He's like, whatever. Honestly, if you were dead and you became alive and you knew that you were only going to be alive for like a little bit, it probably wouldn't be nearly as bad as like understanding like as an alive person who's been alive their whole life that you'll probably die one day. What do they call that? Existentialism. I don't know. I used to struggle with that, but never again. Never anymore. I have my perfect answer. All right. So anyway, the boy like tells Maria, he's like, protect her. That's your fate. That was Monica's wish too, which is why you were left here, I bet, instead of being like trapped in the other world. She's like left here to take care of Aya. I've already decided that I must live to support the mistress. As her battle maid, we can have like funny little slice of life living out in the woods type adventures. Alright, so we want to check those other places. I guess I'll check the other rooms. I think I can only check the rooms that are like specifically labeled that to check. I don't know where best to start. I guess I kind of want to do the like outskirts rooms a little bit, and then we'll kind of work our way into the inner stuff. I don't know that this room has much in it. I guess we'll see. The fire is lit. Oh, hey, thank you for saving her. There's just one last thing. Say goodbye to her in my place. I have no right to face her anymore. Please. All right, so one last wish from the mother to tell her daughter goodbye. If it was for the sake of helping Aya, surely it didn't have to be me. So he's like, why me? Why did I get selected for all this shit? You had, anybody else to pick from. Whatever her feelings were, she saved me. There's no change in that fact. Thank you. Talking about like the mother or whatever. All right, we'll go over to, let's do the right side this time. I don't know. I'm just kind of picking and choosing here a little bit. This is the bathroom. This is where we had an enemy before, and I think we get some like not esoteric knowledge, but in terms of the game, we get some interesting knowledge. Oh, the youngster, eh? You first came here as a servant too, I'll bet. So this guy was a servant, much like ourselves, and then he was here to actually be a servant, not to serve as raw materials. That was back when the woman was alive. When I worked here, I came to learn the true nature of this family. I fled in terror fast as I could. So he discovered what was happening, and he started to run away, and then he couldn't make it away, and he got caught. And wait a sec, that woman saw right through me. She's scary sharp, she is. A woman who can read hearts, can brainwash people, no problem. So she's pretty, he's talking about the woman here, our mom, Monica, and he's saying she's pretty fucking evil and that she can manipulate people pretty well. Yeah, she well and truly tricks you. Do you mean to imply Monica brainwashed the scientist? Whatever kind of person she is, her feelings about her daughter are real. She's a fine mother. He's like, yeah, what do I care? You can think what you like. So I do kind of agree with him. I was taken into this mansion as a human being. Maybe if I hadn't tried running, they wouldn't have killed me after all. So like he's just saying like me just running is probably what got me killed. He's like, if I'd have just stayed and chilled, I'd have been fine. Because he's like an old fuck anyway. He was going to die sooner or later anyway. But yeah, I take her at her word that she loves her daughter, but it's more so like a love born out of necessity and a little sort of like she wants her to be eternal beauty. So the mother is like wholly evil. You can see the crow was here with this guy, which also implies that like they're kind of related to one another. And apparently there's like some art made by the developer that like implies that as well. What are you up to here? Oh my, how good to see you're safe. Has a knife wound healed up already. So this ogre guy gave us like some medicine that healed us up from our knife wounds, and we're kind of like thanking him. We're like, hey, that did help. Who in the world are you? So he hasn't been yet introduced, these two characters, this Dio character and Ogre. You're not from this mansion, and you don't seem dead to me. I'm just a passing salesman, he says. I think you're a little more than that, but hey, you keep your little secrets there, Ogre man. I've witnessed some amusing sights indeed tonight. Love is a truly magnificent thing. So he's like talking a little bit about like, at least as I get it, this guy just cares about a story. He's like, oh, he's like, love, and he like kind of waxes philosophic. He's like, and the boy's like, are you enjoying all this? He's like, wax. He's like, oh, he's like, love, it makes us do crazy things. The hell is your goal? I have no goal, he says. I just enjoy observing deranged humans. And he's got like this, whoa, creepy purple demonic form little aura thing. You're not human, are you? Ha, no, he's the red-eyed devil. We've even got a book about it after all. But as of late, I've gotten a bit bored with mere observation. I decided to find some new amusement. Indeed, perhaps I like he would take part in a puppet show. Again, he's just like kind of talking about like, he set things up a little bit in motion here a little bit. Now, I like virtuous humans like yourself as well. It wouldn't be entertaining if this world were full of nothing but lunatics. It is the presence of good people that allows lunatics to shine. Such is why I didn't let you die. So he like saved this boy kind of on a whim. He's like, good in this world, there's good and bad, and they're always going to fight. And he's like, the bad guys were winning, so I resurrected you kind of to be a good guy. So if you would, please stand against the madmen with your justice. When the time comes for it, I'll be watching closely. So we'll probably see Ogre in the far off future in another installment by this guy, I would guess. But for the time being, this place is a complete fucking wreck, including our two lovely ladies that are left. I'm sorry, Snowball, you've been by my side, but I kept thinking I'd be all alone. Will you forgive me? Snowball, they're like, getting ready to leave here and everything. I don't think like we can do anything other than like continue like the main kind of story here. You know what I'm saying? Like we experienced this already earlier. Oh, good. You woke up. And she runs off, and like us and Maria have a conversation. I'm terribly sorry. The mistress seems a little shy. We've decided to leave the mansion. Oh, hey, that sounds good. So they were going to leave anyway, and then we're just going to burn the mansion down. The mistress and I will start a new life now. Okay, so they're going to leave this place behind and start anew, regardless of if we burn it or not. Is something the matter? You don't look pleased. Be careful of that red-eyed man in the black coat. What do you mean? She says. And then, like, he probably gives, like, details of them and stuff. It may even endanger the mistress. Very probable. I would not want to try to fight the ogre. I saw that motherfucker teleporting around. And to be fair, he just kind of seems like a little bit of a shit stirrer. A little bit. Like, he probably had something to do with, like, this curse and stuff tonight. He does seem to, like, give people, like, the ability to curse. Like his story is all about, like, the ability to curse people, giving people the ability to curse people. He, like, captures the scientist at the end of the game, most likely so that he can, like, at least have, like, exposition going on in his life. Like, he's like, oh, I've got a mad scientist, and I'm interested in his relationship with him and his daughter, and he's got a clone, and so it's interesting for him to, like, collect these people anyway, it seems like, that have exposition going on in their lives. Like, you don't want to capture, like, Joe Schmo, who's just, like, working, I don't know, like a fucking 9 to 5. What's that guy gonna do? That guy's not an interesting guy to watch, but capturing a crazy scientist, now that's a motherfucker to watch. So we get to see things from the perspective here. Back to a lonely life again. My time here was my salvation, even given what happened here. I never understood this ending for a long time, but of course I understand it now. Still, she saved me. Those few days were irreplaceable. Her hands may have been cold, but her heart was so warm. I'll never forget the people I met here. So while we're kind of like, getting ready to leave, aren't you going with them? Calls out this doll. Oh, a doll. And the conversation between the doll and us is crazy. Guess the curse hasn't worn off completely. Hey, don't you want to go with Aya? So they're like talking one another. She's like, why don't you go with them? He's like, I can't be with them. So it's revealed here in this exact line of dialogue that he's actually alive. He was never dead. So we get even more context now that it seems like Monica saved this boy from certain death, and the scientist even like gouged out his eye, like took it out or whatever, and Monica like saved him and was probably taking care of him like in secret and stuff, and now here he is. If they learned I was alive, I feel like they'd make me pay. They're trying to move forward, so I can't be dragging them down. I'll be living on a different path from them. So like he's like, it would be crazy if they thought I was dead and treated me like I was dead and I was actually alive. He's like, so I'm gonna go do my life, they go do their life. And the doll's like, whatever. Have a good life, brother. Hey, do you believe in the threads of fate? The threads of fate, I don't want to like preach because most people who probably are interested in this game understand that, but it's this idea that like certain people are kind of intertwined with one another forever. Like, you know, people that like pop up in my life over time, like even if I went like so far, I went East Coast to West Coast, like something about them would always draw us kind of together. That's like the idea of the thread of fate a little bit in a simplified version. Then you might meet somewhere again. She's like, if you believe in that, you might believe that you'll meet again. He's like, as long as we live in the same world, I can't deny that would happen. Once again, we're talking about alternate worlds. Very interesting. If you meet again, what do you do if Aya's taken the same path as her father? And he's like, well, what do you mean? What else would I mean? She says, don't they have that saying, the apple doesn't fall from the tree? That's impossible. She knows the subject's pain better than anybody. To think she would take the same path as him. Hey, I said if. The doll says, well, what would you do? So if the daughter turns out like the father, she's like, what would you do then? He's like, if that happened, I would stop her. And the doll's like, could you stop her? He's like, I would try to. And she says, well, good luck with that. And that is that. She's like, oh, I'm getting kind of sleepy. I'm going to bed. The curse is probably finally wearing off. The mansion can take a break. Everybody can kind of like the curtains are closing here on Mad Father. Everybody can kind of take a rest. Tonight was a very eventful night. I love this fucking music. This music's so good. I don't know if this is like they made this music or this is from some audio library, but goddamn is this fucking music really good. All right, and I think that is us shored all the way on Mad Father. I don't think it'll give us a post-game kind of setup there. Like where it tells us how long it took and stuff because it was really short. The only thing I do want to show here at the end, just so I can say I probably showed everything, Aya, you get this from beating the blood mode or whatever. Aya Dravis. Aya matured into a grown woman, runs a clinic with Maria out in the mountains. And that is that. I think I showed off everything else, but I'm going to quickly there we go. I just showed all that off. The background music, the event illustrations. I do think even we get the new, crucified doll and stuff. We can see this in full resolution. The Reluctance is the name of this art. Behind you, blood mode. Whoa, creepy. And then I think there's a behind you like normal. Goodbye dad, goodbye mom. Damn, how look, there's like the dad's arm reaching out and then there's like the little girl's arm reaching out. God damn, this art's so fucking pretty. The puzzle art piece, eyes on a corpse, 3, 2, 1, and I'm kind of still looking for that behind you. Yeah, behind you is young versus behind you is old. God damn, this shit's so fucking pretty and so good. Mother's apparition, vestige. I think we already did this. This is another really pretty looking one here. So it must have actually killed us. That ending. I don't think we unlocked anything new in the gallery. Oh, maybe we fucking did. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll just quickly... No, I don't think we unlocked anything new. The doll maker. Still a fucking awesome looking doll that we made. Alright, so there goes the doll maker. And then we can look at the main illustrations. I thought there might be a different one for having beat the if mode. But that has been that, I think. That's honestly as comprehensive a fucking Mad Father playthrough as one could get, I think. I don't know. It felt, again, kind of therapeutic. This game meant a lot to me whenever I was younger, even if I didn't really understand it. And now it's almost closing the chapter out on that anyway, Mad Father, because now I understand it. And even at that, we have additional content that kind of sheds some light on some things in a perspective, both of myself as an adult playing this game now, and the perspective of Aya as an adult, like interacting with things in her house. Both the, not juxtaposition, but like the parallels between the two was a lot of fun. For me, anyway. Probably not for you guys. It was probably boring as shit for you guys. But hey, I did some cool lore drops there. So anyway, that's been Mad Father. I won't keep you any longer. Hopefully you enjoyed this, found some way to enjoy this game. And I guess I'll see you around the way. I probably will play Misao in the far off future. It's another game by this guy. I can't remember. I think it was made after Mad Father, but it sort of seems to be a prequel, even though certain characters from Mad Father show up in it. The timeline gets all kinds of fucky. So anyway, that's been Mad Father. I won't keep you here any longer. You did your due diligence. You watched all the way to the end of the video. I'm sure you liked it. There's no way you didn't like it. I'm just poking fun. All right, I had a good time with this one. I'll see you all next week. Later.